got to come to Beijing for the World Championships, because this is as much fun as you can have in a panda suit.
G'day and welcome here to Melbourne for the first leg of the IAAF World Challenge, which also doubles up as the final stop on the Australian Athletics Tour. Plenty of sunshine above, a little bit of breeze coming out, and I'll tell you what, this one comes with great expectation and hype. Ollie, Worm, you'll be commentating tonight, mate. What are you looking forward to?
Mate, it's a great night of athletics. First of all, the men's long jump. We've got Frayne, Lapierre, Crowther. Those boys will want to be getting over 8 metres and well beyond that, so it's going to be a great night. We haven't seen Frayne for a while. We saw him jump well last year. Also, the men's 800 metres, the world record holder David Rudisha up against our very own Alex Rowe and Jeff Verizzi. That's going to be an absolutely cracking battle, so looking forward to that.
As we step over there to my left, Lynchy, former athlete, well, we say current athlete, mate. You'll be out in the field tonight as well, giving us all the action trackside. What are you looking forward to?
Mate, I'm actually looking forward to the men's shot put. We've got Damien Birkenhead. Can he be the 4th Australian over 20 metres to join his coach, who is the national record holder, Scott Martin? And also, we've got Tom Walsh, silver medalist, World Indoors and Glasgow Com Games. And Julian Ruck's going to have a shot put out there as well, so that'll be cool. And we've got the women's 400, Morgan Mitchell, Caitlin Sargent, Annalise Ruby, and joining them, Tamsin Lewis Manu. That's the big one. She won't turn up to lose, that's for sure.
Absolutely, that's going to be sensational. And Dave Robbo, the man with the headband, what's the highlights for you?
Well, Mossy, I love the middle distance and the long distance, and tonight we're in for a treat. Last weekend in Sydney, it was the men's opportunity to run the 1500 metres. Women line up tonight, and we've got a big, strong contingent from the Aussies. Mel Duncan, well, she's been the one to beat this year across the tour. Zoe Buckman, World Champs finalist. She's all class. Bridie Delaney, she was 3rd here last year. They're up against the foreign raiders, Mossy, Susan Kyken, Angela Petty and Molly Beckwith. So that's going to be a ding-dong battle. And then rounding out the night, hopefully we see the crowd here on the track. It's the men's 5,000 metres, which actually doubles as the national 5,000 metre championships here in Australia this year. We've got the likes of Brett Robinson, Benny St Lawrence and Dave McNeil in that one. That is going to be a cracking way to finish off the meet here tonight.
Absolutely. And for myself, let's not forget we have our Olympic champion Sally Pearson in the 100 metre hurdles. Michelle Jenica, the dancing diva, looking to take her down. And the women's pole vault this whole tour has been sensational. Will it be the young gun Nikki Kennedy? Will it be Lana Boyd? Or will one of the Parnells finally show us the promise that we've been asking for this season? Well, I'll tell you what, there's only one way to find out. That's for you to sit here trackside with us at the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge. If you'd like to join the conversation, go to the hashtag Summer of Aths. Let's get stuck into it. Yeah, so as you can see there, the skyline of Melbourne City, the capital of sport in the world, and a fair bit of breeze going there, blue skies and a little bit of sunshine as well. As I introduce our commentator tonight, the main man behind the mic, Ollie Worm, here in your home city, mate. You must be excited.
Thanks, Mossy. Great to be here. The conditions out here at the moment, not too bad. Bit of a gusty wind swirling around, so hopefully that settles down, and a great night of athletics ahead of us.
Absolutely. Plenty of things going on at the moment. You'll see there a competitor coming around. It's the 5,000 metre B race. So as those boys continue around, they've got 8 laps to go. Plenty of action still going on out in the field. To the right of your screen there, it's the pole vault just starting to get set up. We've got someone on the runway. We've also got discus. We've got high jump, all going on at the moment. And beforehand, in fact, we go here. No, we'll give that one a miss. A bit of an introduction to our discus competitors tonight. And the hammer throw was thrown and won earlier, which will give you a highlight in a moment. You can see some of the competitors that'll be lining up for us in the men's hammer throw. Men's discus in particular, sorry. On the right-hand side, you see Julian Ruck there. He's the former national champion. And next to him, Matt Denny. He's just throwing PBs for fun, Ollie.
A man in form, no doubt. It seems every time he throws at the moment, he does throw a PB. So it's interesting to see how he goes in the discus, and we'll bring you his hammer throw highlights shortly.
As you can see, there's starting lineup for the men's discus throw here down in Melbourne for the IAAF World Challenge. It's Guy Henley, one of our para-Olympians, and David Brock, Michael Vasipoulos, Shane Carstairs, Chris White, Ifran Shamsuddin from Malaysia, and the two young Australians, Matt Denny, and isn't he a star on the rise? And Julian Ruck as well, as we said there, former national champ as well. They'll be both out there chucking away to their absolute very best. And both, or a couple of those competitors have already been in the hammer throw, in particular Matt Denny. And we'll bring up just some highlights there.
Yeah, Mossy, we can see Matt Denny in the ring. This is one of his earlier attempts. And this throw went out 67.89. And big throw from Matt Denny. And shortly we'll bring you his second throw, which was the winning throw for the competition. Also another personal best for Matt Denny. As we said, whenever he throws at the moment, he seems to record a personal best. And we see him walking into the ring. This is his biggest throw of the night. And he's also going to back up shortly after this hammer throw competition, which has concluded now, and throw the discus. So Matt Denny, great to see Australian discus throwers and throwers in general performing well, and you can see him getting the crowd behind him. And Mossy, not much this man can't do at the moment.
Absolutely. Young kid from Queensland, small town called Allara outside of Toowoomba. He's got his own throwing ring in his backyard, Matt Denny, and you can see why he is going to be one of Australia's greats as far as throws. And this one there, launching it out, that was huge there from Matt Denny. His previous PB of a 68.59 was outdone there with that throw of a 69.70. So it's well under the mark to go to the World Championships at a 76, as we just
Ellen Pettit
attention over there to Ellen Pettit at the triple jump. And she's one of the nation's better triple jumpers. And plenty of crowd there over there in the stadium. Looking forward to the jumps tonight, the triple jump right now, and also later on the log jump with the big three going up against each other. Yeah,
looking forward to see Lapierre, Frayne and Crowther having a jump, and can see Ellen Pettit down there and the back straight as Liz Parnov running in in the pole vault, and she's clear at 4.05.
As we see one of our discus competitors getting out there to around about the 40 mark. That was Guy Henley. And as we mentioned there, Guy Henley, one of our para athletes. He competes in the F37 to 38. And the PB of 51.94, which is pretty handy indeed. Casting our eyes back now to the triple jump.
The New Zealander, Nakia Okpala on the runway.
Great to see a headband, and even better to see a pink one.
Yeah, she's a training partner of Ellen Pettit, training out at Essendon with Vasily Groshenkov, and the Kiwi is on the runway in the women's triple. And we'll give you a bit of an update at how that is progressing. They're into the third round of competition. Tiara Exum's actually in the lead. She's jumped 12 metres 13. Ellen Pettit and Okpala 2 fouls so far.
Exum, the twin sister of Dante Exum, Australia's great basketball prodigy, who's over there plying his trade in the NBA.
He'll be watching this, Mossy.
I'm sure he was.
G'day, Dante, if you're watching over there in the US.
And that was a throw from Brock in the discus. And we'll get that where we possibly can.
So the men's discus just starting to heat up. Looking forward, of course, to seeing Julian Ruck throw. And Matt Denny is, as we've mentioned, really a man on the rise. We see the women's triple jump on the runway. It's Emma Knight, Sandringham Athletics Club, and she's a 13+. See her getting around 12.50 odd in the women's TJ. Her first round effort was 12.08, so hopefully we can see her improve on that.
Yeah, one of our high jump competitors there. That was Veselapu throwing over the 50 mark.
And Mossy, it's a great night of athletics. Of course, we're seeing the world record holder once again, David Rudisha, putting on a show for the folks of Melbourne. So the world record holder competes, and we'll be seeing the greatest 800-metre runner of all time going head-to-head with our Aussies, Alex Rowe, Jeff Risley, Ralph. See if we can get him back in some good shape. And There's a few other events, of course. Our own Sally Pearson, really one to watch. She opened up well in Brisbane around that 12.70. No doubt she'll be looking to go a bit quicker tonight.
And if you'd like to join the conversation tonight, just get on Twitter. The hashtag is Summer of Us. We'd like you to join the conversation, and the best tweets will be getting out to you as we see another discus almost sticking straight into the ground there. That was Carstez over the 40-metre mark.
And a bit of an update around the traps. The women's pole vault, the bar is currently at 4.05. So starting to get into the territory. We want to see those girls around that 4.20, 4.30, 4.40. And we can see on the runway, I think it's Screw potentially. But they're clear at 4.05. We'll confirm who that is for you shortly. But a class field, of course, we've mentioned the Parnovs, Nina Kennedy, and of course Alana Boyd. We've got the American visitor as well, Melissa Gergel. Good to have her here down under, and hopefully she's enjoying her time in Melbourne.
Oh, nice little high jump there. Perfect stuff. Straight over the bar there by Lamb. Not quite sure what the bar is set in the high jump. And this is White over in the distance under the 40 mark.
And we also spoke about in the preview tonight some great events. Of course, the men's 200 in honour of the great Peter Norman, the fastest Australian of all time. We've got some bit of an Oceana flavour as well. Some of the athletes from the islands here in Australia to compete. So great to see some of the island nations bringing athletes out, and the Oceana Federation getting behind those athletes. Bar in the women's pole vault still 4.05 as we look over to the men's discus. The Malaysian in the ring.
That being Irfan Shamsuddin. And getting out there. Over there in the triple jump.
Ellen Petit on the runway. Of course, boyfriend of Alwyn Jones, who's one of our top double jumpers. And that's a pretty big jump from Ellen. Looks like around the 13.50 mark.
And here's the man of the moment in Australian athletics. 20 this year. Sorry, 20. He's 19 years of age. Matt Denny. He's already set a PB today in the hammer throw. And he'll be looking to continue this rich vein of form. Matt Denny, he threw 61.55 in Queensland, so he's got himself over the 61 mark, which he was very, very happy about. And look at that, launching that one out. He's a little bit shy of the 60 mark, but yeah, he is in red hot form. He'll be going over to Cali, Colombia for the World Juniors later in the year. Back on the runway in the women's triple jump is Neka Okpala from New Zealand.
He'll complete the first round for this men's discus.
And if you watch this triple jump, we might go down trackside to Dave Robbo.
Thanks very much, Mossy. It's a feast of track and field action. I'm joined by Lynchy down here, trackside. The vibe and the buzz is building. We're not far away from the high jumpers here. They're going about their work. And what about Matt Denny? He's had to back up there, hammer and then the discus, Lynchy.
Yeah, I don't think he would have gone through post-event. If they've made him go on back under the tunnel, then straight back around out to the discus. So that's a big, big day for him. And Ruck double up a little bit later as well.
Yeah, Rucky, he won't mind a bit of added workload. And I'm interested to see how he can get that shot put out there. Tom Walsh from New Zealand. Well, we had Valerie Adams here as well last year, Lynchy. So the Kiwi chuckers, well, they really are leading the world at the moment. Tom Walsh, he's going to be exceptional to watch.
Yeah, I reckon. And can he pull Damien Birkenhead be the 4th Australian over that 50-metre mark? I think that's going to. Oh, sorry, the 20-metre mark. That'll be a good shot put. Yeah, he's at 1984 at the moment, and he's going to join a few big names if he can get over that 20-metre mark. Only 3 others have done it.
So we see some more action there in the triple jump, and here we are. It's Guy Henley in the discus ring. He's been doing some great things on the tour this year already, and unfortunately fouling with that one there. And in the foreground, well, that's Hannah Joy just clearing her first attempt there, Lynchy. And have you got a read on what the bar's at there? In the women's high jump, we'll work on that for you.
Yeah, it's only early days though, but she's coming off a PB last week at Australian Junior Champs, jumping 192. Nicola McDermott's out there as well, and on the field now, that's Celeste Mucci just having a jump. So she won the hurdles.
One of our talented juniors.
Yeah, I think she's going to be an heptathlete in the future. I think after hurdles and high jump, talent's pretty good.
So that's a slice of the action down here, boys. And I'm sure you guys are enjoying the show up there in the best seat in the house, or second best. I think we've probably got the best one down here.
Yeah, definitely the best seat in the house, trackside.
I'd actually disagree with you, boys. The best seat in the house is actually a bed today, which is here on the home straight, thanks to the Art Series Hotels winning a prize. There's a lovely couple taking a wonderful photo up there in Sydney, and they get to hang out there thanks to the Art Series, who have 3 boutique 5-star places to stay here in Melbourne. The Cullen, Blackman and the Olsen. I think that might just do one up, as you see it there, boys, on the camera.
Beautiful accommodation.
Very nice. We might have to try that out later, Lynchy, if we're getting a little bit tired, a bit weary on the legs. We'll go and try the bed out.
Yeah, maybe a little bit later.
As we turn our attention, as we have so far, to the field, it's the women's triple jump. And the 5 competitors we have here today, 4 of those from Australia, 1 from New Zealand. Emma Knight, Tiara Exon, Natalie Kremenschutska, Nkia Okpala, and the current national champion, Ellen Pettit. As you've mentioned there, a local here in Victoria.
Yep, moved down from Western Australia, former high jumper, now plying her trade in the triple jump. And Natalia Kremenschutska on the runway in the women's TJ, and it's all starting to build here. No doubt as the night progresses, the crowd will come in here. And the bar, Mossy's at 1.79 metres, so getting towards the business end. We saw last week 196 cleared by Eleanor Patterson. She's a legend on the rise and having a crack at that Australian record, which is bound to go soon. As we look back, Ellen Pettit, we'll see if she can get close as possible to that 14-metre barrier tonight. Pretty impressive, well-rounded athlete. And men's discus, St Carstairs getting a throw out over probably that 40-metre mark. And Ellen Pettit in down the back straight. No doubt Coach Vasily Grushenkov will be watching.
So PB, so season lead is for her is 13.52. What she's after is a 14.20 to qualify for the World Championship. Concentration, the key at the top. Well, that was a nice big one, but she laid back in the sand. We won't be too happy with that one. Just a tad over 13, or a little bit under, around that mark anyway. As back in the discus ring. This is White, who does the swirl. Up it goes. It's big. And it's around the 43-metre mark. Got plenty of action still to come here today, and lots going on in the field right at the moment. But on the track, Sally Pearson will be making an appearance, the current Olympic gold medalist. We go back to the pole vault. It's Jamie Scroop, South Australian. She's sort of having a bit of a renaissance for her. She's had a couple of digs in her pole vault career.
Yeah, the bar's at 4.20, and she's been a very well-performed athlete throughout the tour.
4.30. been consistent.
Indeed. So 4:20 having a crack, and she's clear at 4:20. Scroop.
Beautiful stuff there, Jamie Scroop. And here is the start list for the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge in the women's pole vault. Lizzie Parnoff, former Olympian or an Olympian from Australia. Philippa Hashdas. Jamie Scroop from South Australia. Vicky Parnoff. Now, we're looking for Vicky to find some of the form that she showed many, many years ago. Emma Philippe, one of our up-and-coming stars of the pole vault. From the USA, it was Melissa Grigel. And the final couple there, Alana Boyd and Nina Kennedy.
The clearance there for Hannah Joy, the women's high jump, and now we have Matthew Denny.
And here he is, the man in form. Everything he touches turns to gold. Can he get another personal best in the men's discus tonight? Time will tell, and we'll bring you the action and hopefully bring you as many of his throws as possible as Denny's in the ring. And not Denny's biggest throw so far. No doubt we'll see him pushing that 60-metre barrier very soon. So see Vicky Parnov having a 4:20, unfortunately unsuccessful for herself.
Kicking the bar there, mate, and kicking it in anger.
Anger indeed. She's really looking to get towards that 4:40 mark. And we can see Philippe, another West Australian pole vaulter, of course, trained under renowned coach Alex Parnov. And just information, the women's high jump is now 1.82 metre. And we've also got Julian Ruck in the ring in the men's discus, the big fella. Pops one out. And that's pretty big from Julian Ruck.
PB so far, his season best is 63.88. And his PB is 68.15.
Yeah, he's in good form, the big fella, and the Queenslanders seem to be getting the 1-2s. We see athletes having a crack. O'Hagan at 1.82 in the women's high jump. We've got some school kid relays on now, so a good chance for some of the Victorian school kids to get out on the track and have a run in front of a pretty big crowd, and also stay on and hopefully get to watch some of the world's athletes go head-to-head. As mentioned, not every day you get to see an athlete like David Rudisha, the world's fastest 800-metre runner of all time, competing in your backyard, essentially. So see Henley having a throw in the men's discus. See if he can improve. He's had a good season so far. And Philippe just having a crack now at 4.20 metres. She's commenced her run in. And she not quite clear at 4.20 metres.
Oh, nice and easy. Oh, red flag goes up, 182. Oh, Hannah Joy, unfortunately. Disappointing. She jumped a PB at last week's Junior Nationals. She was very, very excited too, wasn't she, Ollie? Yeah,
she was ecstatic, jumping a PB, and no doubt she's in good form, looking towards that national title, and she'll be going head-to-head with Eleanor Patterson, who's in great form herself. So good to see some of our high jump girls really getting towards, as close as possible to that national record, which is 1.98.
Yeah, she jumped to 1.92 last week. And we've got to remember they're only young kids, so to speak.
Indeed, and we're right up here in the thick of it. We can see the athletes sort of checking in and chilling out before they run, and you can see some of the best athletes just relaxing before they're about to run. So yeah, having another crack at 1.82.
O'Hagan, one of our Kiwi competitors. And back at the pole vault at 4.20.
bar is down. Well, it's all happening, as you would say, Ollie, here in the field. We've got the men's discus, the women's pole vault, the women's high jump, and the starting lineup for our high jump. 5 competitors, 2 from New Zealand being O'Hagan and Lamb, Muki, McDermott and Joy. And I know that Dave Robbo has some input on the women's high jump today.
Yeah, look, it's at the bar's at 182 at the moment there. Hannah Joy just having a little scare there, and she'll have another attempt there. Last week, Lynchy 190. We saw her there in a thrilling battle, 192, pardon me, with Eleanor Patterson. Unfortunately, Patterson not here tonight, so she's obviously watching the stream from the comfort of her home.
Definitely she'd be out there watching that. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Hannah Joy there. A little bit of a trip, just coming in too hard, I think, coming in too hot.
She's a bit fired up, that's for sure. I can tell you last year's competition at this meet, Lynchy, 192 was the winner, and that was Patterson in a Commonwealth Games A qualifier. Nicola McDermott was second that night, 183, level with Hannah Joy, 183, and Pekovic in 180. So we're already at 182 tonight. Let's hope the girls can keep pushing this higher and get as close to 190 and above as possible. Yeah, definitely. I think McDermott and Hannah Joy, they both had breakthroughs last week. I think they can just keep going up and up and up, as they should be in high jump. And that's what I'm loving seeing at the moment, especially on the Australian circuit, is these athletes in their events pushing each other higher and higher and higher. We saw it in the juniors. Jack Hale with the sprints, and across a lot of the disciplines, everyone's just pushing each other week in, week out. Great for the sport and great for these athletes. Yeah, definitely. It's good to have that kind of competition with these athletes, making each other step up week in, week out, like you just said. And I think the women's high jump, it's going to be big for a lot of years.
Yeah, we do have some club relays going on in the background. We won't be covering them, just so you're aware of what's going on around us. We're shaking hands. Over the bar at 1 is O'Hagan. So a sigh of relief for her and her coaching crew. So they're a little bit of a fist pump. Great to see. There'll be plenty of fist pumping going on tonight. We've got still in the field to come the women's javelin. We've got the top 4 in the Commonwealth from last year's games will be competing. We're in an event where last year we saw a national record broken. So it's action aplenty in the field tonight. Already had the men's hammer throw, which was won by Matthew Denny of Queensland.
And of course, Mossy, last week we saw Brandon Stark clear 2 metres 30. So of course our field eventers are in great form as Hannah Joy clear at 182. In the fluorescent pink uniform, Matt Denny about to have a throw after the Malaysian Sham Sudin has come out of the ring, and Matt Denny's really thriving and in the form of his life, you would say, and no doubt he's got many years ahead of him in the senior ranks in the throws. Obviously shot, discus and hammer. It's not much this guy can't do.
I bet he couldn't do a 100-metre sprint in under 11 seconds.
Probably not, but you never know with this guy.
No,
you never know.
Throwing it out there.
Yeah, he probably couldn't, but I imagine he's explosive and powerful in the gym, and he will certainly have some good strength. And Mossy, you've got a bit of an update as we see Denny go into the ring.
So he's gone close both times, very close, 56.65, 54.60. Okay, so his best so far, 56. He's the second best in the field behind Julian Ruck. And look at that, he launches it out. No, he doesn't. He got stuck in the cage. Not happy with that one.
Women's high jump now, 184, Mossy.
Back to McDermott.
So they came over to the Discus game. You can see him walking into the circle. He's looking focused here today in Melbourne. Julian Ruck, Commonwealth Games, World Championships representative, looking to coach Beijing.
So here we are, Julian Ruck. He's the leader so far after 2 throws.
Gets a big one out there.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That'll be, I believe that'll be probably his biggest so far, around the 57 mark.
And Mossy in the women's triple jump, Ellen Petite, 13.44. She's in the lead. Nika Okpala has jumped 13.25. She's in second. And Natalie Kremasheka has jumped 12.51 to be in third. So Ellen Petite is our leader, 13.44. Got another one of our school events in the background. It's the girls' time, and we've got 8 schools lining up head-to-head. Women's pole vault is still at 4 metres 20. And you can see the bar 184, and Julian Ruck's in the lead, 61-16 in the men's discus. Guy Henley, unfortunately, so far 3 fouls.
And Liz Parnoff just having a look at that one. In the high jump, not clear at 184. Red flag goes up. One of our Kiwi competitors. G'day across the ditch there. You guys always send some of your better competitors over here. They do really well.
Indeed, and just an update for those at home, the women's triple jump has concluded. Ellen Petit did take it out at 13.44, her best jump of the night. Okpala in second, 13.25, and Kremish Kaya, 12.51, her best. So women's triple jump concluded. So we see Liz Parnoff having another crack at 4 metres 20. Not happy again, throws the pole. Obviously not finding her rhythm there.
Now she'll have another look at that one. So again, don't forget to join us on that hashtag Summer of Ass. Show us how you're watching this one all the way around the world. It is a IAAF World Challenge meet here, which doubles up as the final stop on the Australian Athletics Tour. Every event tonight is a final. And it's another panel. That's Vicky with the bar set at 420. Take your time. You see their sister in the background, Liz, is not happy with the poles, by the looks of it.
Not happy at all. It can be a frustrating sport, I imagine, pole vault, when things don't go your way. And let's hope Vicky has some success with the bar still at 4 metres 20 here. And Vicky not clear at 4 metres 20. Guy Henley just popped out a 50.39 in the men's discus. So good throwing from Guy Henley.
You see a little bit of disappointment in the face there of Vicky. Another clear at 184, O'Hagan from New Zealand, and I know the boys Trackside have a little bit of love going on down there. What have you got, Lynchy?
Well, down here, we would have just seen, in the end of that 4x1 there, that was Celeste Mucci, who just finished the high jump, and then she finished the 4x1 and won it.
Literally, no sooner had she completed her high jump comp, and we can get the camera on her here because she's getting an interview with the ground announcer, Tommy Nixon, and but yeah, she's just turned up in the relay. There's no stopping these youngsters, Lynchy.
No, definitely. After a big week last week, she's doing more and more and more, and this is exciting for the sport.
And I'm excited to see where this women's pole vault comp can head to tonight. Lots of great names there still, and we're still going strong here in the discus as well. And if Matt Denny's got any energy left, we might even see if we can grab him for an interview. Back-to-back comps. He doesn't mind it. He's only young too.
He loves the camera.
So Jamie Scroop from South Australia. She's been really coming on this season. 425 was her PB. 430. And she's now trying to write her name up into the upper echelons of the women's pole vault in Australia. And if she can bite off a 440 or even a 450 tonight, Lynchy, she would be absolutely over the moon with that.
Yeah, she'll want to hit that 450. That's that Beijing World Champs qualifier, and that's the one you're targeting.
As we see a miss there on the final attempt. So that's Lamb, and Liz Lamb, she'll be out of the competition there, unfortunately. And we're knocking down the numbers here in the women's high jump, Lynchy.
Yeah, I saw McDermott go clear on her last attempt, and I think Joy is still in the competition, so we're going up to 186. We're getting into some rare territory there.
Now we see Emma Philippe there. going through the motions before her attempt. Jamie Scroop there in the runway as well. Pretty swirly conditions down here. I've got to say, it's been pretty calm all day, and the wind has just picked up a little bit, but great to see the sun out.
Yeah, well, we're right in the thick of the sun down here, but you're right. As soon as probably an hour before the comp, it started getting a little bit breezy, a little bit gusty. So we may see those 100s and hurdles get run down the back straight tonight.
And we're not far away from a start in our next lot of events. And the women's javelin, 6 p.m. That's coming up. Throwing from the record end, we can call it, where Mickle scored that big record last year, the national record. But here's Jamie Scroop with her next attempt. And not to be there, unfortunately, for Scroop as she sees the red flag.
Good shot, though.
Love that. The run down the runway.
Excellent angle there. That's our back straight camera for today. Yeah, definitely. So that's going to be exciting.
And there is a chance the short sprints may be moved to the back straight. Lynchy will await confirmation on that, but we can guarantee you the VPA Productions live stream cameramen, they'll be all over that, should that happen. And there it is, the beautiful sunlit city of Melbourne. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else today, and if you're just tuning in, folks, welcome. Thanks for joining us wherever you are around Australia and indeed the world. It's a feast of athletics here today in the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge. We've got the men's discus. It'll be finishing up. Looks like Matt Denny stepping into the circle very shortly. One of our leading juniors here in Australia. And this looks like Philippe, the West Australian.
And boys, not too far away from the men's long jump. I'm getting pretty excited up here. Cannot wait for that.
Oh, hitting the bar there, Philippe. Or Philippe, rather. Red flag goes up. Just to Matt Denny back. He's currently second in the competition with a 56.65. And be looking forward to see him can progress today. Hannah joined the high jump. Right foot over, no. 186 on her first attempt.
Nicely done. Matt Denny.
Denny out over the 55 mark. So that could better his 56.65. It's always hard to tell on the angle. It'll be probably around about that mark once again, short of his 61.55 personal best, which he's thrown this season.
And we've got Julian Ruck stepping into the ring now, and our viewers in America will be no stranger to Big Julian, multiple NCAA champion over there. And another miss, unfortunately, the red flag. It's going up a bit too often for my liking, Lynchy.
Yeah, Julian Ruck, 61.16 in one of his earlier rounds, so let's hope he can push that barrier and get it right out there and hopefully over that tape.
He's gone over 65 already once this season. See what he can produce here. The rucking ball, he releases, and he's given that a bit of a hook, and the wind just seems to have punched that down a little bit there. Bit inconsistent, the wind out here, a bit swirly. It can be like that sometimes here at Lakeside Stadium. So we've got our next attempt in the high jump coming up from Hannah Joy. With Boyd at the other end in the pole vault. So Hannah Joy coming in now for the high jump. We might get a quick look at that first. And she clears it.
Beautiful jumping.
Here we go. Hannah Joy. Well, she'll be jumping for joy if she can make a couple more clearances like that, Lynchy.
Yeah, tough. It is tough out here as the breeze is coming over our shoulder.
Here's Boyd. Letting go of the bar there, just bailing out.
Yeah, it's the wind. It's got to be the wind.
And you got a sight on the what the height we're up to there, boys. There we go.
432, boys. 432. And the boys said there before, where else would you rather be than in Melbourne? And I'll tell you what, if you're in Melbourne, where else would you rather stay at? Any one of the three Art Series hotels, the Cullen, the Blackman and the Olsen. I'm staying in the Blackman with you, boys. And Robbo, it's definitely one of the best hotels we've ever stayed at.
It is outstanding.
What makes it so good, mate?
Oh, the robes,
Yes,
particularly soft robes.
Yeah, very soft, very nice to sleep in. Check them out online.
All right, well, we're not far away. Our next event on the track is going to be the women's steeplechase. As here's Jamie Scroop. Go, Jamie. There for the South Australian. And the women's 3,000 metre steeplechase. It was exciting last year. Vic Mitchell's back to try and defend her win, where she had a little swim in the final water stop last year, Lynchy. That was exciting.
Yeah, leading into the final water jump, she hit the deck, got very, very wet, got overtaken by the New Zealander, but passed her down the home straight. We've also got Maddie Heiner. She's the national 5K champ from last weekend. She's stepping back down to the event that she came fourth in at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Yeah,
and already on the tour, we've seen Maddie Heiner win over 1,500 metres, 5,000 metres, and can she get the full set with a win in the 3,000 steeplechase tonight? She will be very, very tough to beat, but if anyone can push her, well, Vic Mitchell, that'll be a great battle there.
And for those at home, hope you are settled in, have got some food and drink for the evening. The action is just getting started here, not too far away from the Peter Norman Memorial 200 metres. We've got the Oceana 100 metre challenge for the men and women. So we see Philippe on the runway in the women's pole vault, having a crack at 4 metres 32. Not quite clear.
McDermott first attempt at 188.
And McDermott's about to have a crack at 188, so it's heating up here, and we've got
That's
some
her
great
PB
events.
that she set last week at juniors. Here we go, McDermott, first attempt, 188. Oh, just really laying into it. Just a bit of sight to the bar. She got plenty of height, but yeah, that'll be her PB if she can clear it. An equal PB she set last week while everyone else was doing PBs. Hannah Joy and Eleanor Patterson, so a bit of a PB club, but she looks like she could be the only one left in the competition, I think. I feel like she may have passed 186 after clearing 184, and
I think Joy's still in.
Oh, it's a tussle. Both juniors, still 19 this year.
Yeah, Joy came out on top just only, less than a week ago at the Australian Junior Championships in Sydney. Both finishing behind Eleanor Patterson. As we see our next attempt here, women's pole vault.
It's our United States competitor.
Yes.
Gerald, well done. Over there at 4:32. She's happy with that. And good day to everyone out there in the States. We know you'll be joining us here for the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge. Hello.
Yeah, it's a pretty early morning on the East Coast. If you're in New York, well, you might be just getting home. And big shout out to everyone there. On the West Coast, it's a bit more manageable. Only getting up to 11 o'clock at night. So, yeah, great to have you on board. Strap yourself in because we're only just warming up here in Melbourne. And at the moment, it's
ooh, very close.
So 188. She'll have one more bite at that one there, Lynchy. And it's a feast of field here. I know a lot of the field athletes out there, they like to refer to it as field and track. And that's what's going on here at the moment. The track is taking a back seat.
It's field and field at the moment.
That's right. Field and field.
Launching up over the bar. Easy does it, our national champion, Alana Boyd, national record holder at 474. Well, she's just gone leaping up 432 just to show to the American Melissa Gergel, whatever you can do, I can do better.
I sense that Boyd's pretty hungry to go big here tonight. She's got the 450 that she cleared up there in Brisbane at the Queensland Track Classic a couple of weekends ago, but she'd love to really make a big statement here in Melbourne tonight.
I'd have to say, last time she was here, she no-hided at the national champs, so I think she'll be hungry to get a good jump on the board there and really show the selectors she can perform when it counts again and again and again.
The word on the street is that Alana has gone for lighter poles in her attempt to get the qualifier here tonight. As we maintain our attention on the left there in the high jumps, Nicola McDermott going for a PB at 188. Oh, just clipped it with the backside, and the red flag goes up, and that'll be her competition, boys.
Yes, and here's Matt Denny in the ring. This will be one of his final throws. It might even be his sixth and final.
It's his fifth.
Number 5 for Denny. Here we go.
not one of his better ones, but getting it out there nonetheless. And it has been a very busy couple of hours for him, hasn't it, Ollie?
Indeed, and boys, just spotted down the back straight, Henry, the trained Frayne, warming up in his his purple Adidas kit alongside Robbie Crowther and Fabrice Lapierre as well. So Henry Frayne, one of my personal favourites, always get a bit excited and will bring you the action from that men's long jump. And we saw Henry, I think it was a 17-month layoff last year, open up in Melbourne, getting that A qualifier pretty comfortably.
Yes, I remember interviewing Henry after that throw. I said, mate, don't leave it another 17 months, that jump, pardon me. And anyway, he stayed fresh. Here's Ruck. What can he do? The rucking ball gives it his customary hook. And not quite making it out to the target.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. The 65-metre marker has just decided to drift over towards the back straight. There's Hannah Joy. Getting the right hamstring warmed up, and now the left.
The split screen on display now. Philippe having another crack at 4 metres 32. And the bar in the women's high jumps now 1 metres 90.
So Philippe at 4:32. Here she goes. Get over. No, not there. See the pole flex to the side. And couldn't get over that one there. In the pole will stay with our jumpers, and this one's Hannah Joy.
This for 190. Oh, just tickles it there with
Very close.
With the proximal calf muscle there, Lynch. It catches the high jumpers out every now and then.
It did. They need to shave down their calves, I think.
Yeah, yeah. A few less calf raises. So 190. She'll get another couple of attempts there if she needs. Let's hope it only takes one and she can get back up to PB territory and beyond.
I reckon toss it up to 194 straight after this. Get it while you're jumping well.
Have a crack, you reckon, boys?
Yeah. 194, that's the world champ qualifier. Did 192 last week. Save your energy, put it up to 194, have a crack.
The thing I like about Hannah Joy is she's not afraid of the big moments. We saw that in the Junior Nationals last week to jump up and get that PB of 192. But over there in Glasgow, 189 the bar to get herself into the final was sensational stuff. And it's always good to see an athlete who's got the talent, the ambition and the drive, but most importantly, the ability to perform under pressure.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Mossy. And Hannah Joy, really an athlete on the rise. Looking to see her really push those barriers in the women's high jump. And having a crack, her second attempt at 1 metres 90. And the crowd starting to build. Actually quite a big crowd over at the pole vault. And we can see some of the athletes just starting to come out, not too far away from the sprint events. As Joy 190, not quite clear. We've actually got some steeplechase coming up shortly. I can see the girls walking out, going down to the start line. So we'll bring you all the action from that steeplechase event. The men's long jump's due to kick off in around 15 minutes. We can see them down the back straight doing their stride throughs, getting their run-ups correct. As we see the American having an attempt at 4 metres 40 in the women's pole vault.
She's jumped 4:53 indoors this season so far.
And unfortunately running through in her attempt at 4 metres 40. And also the Oceana 100-metre challenge, I touched on that earlier. Great initiative from the Oceana Athletics Federation, bringing out some athletes from the island nations here to have a race. So look forward to bringing you that Oceana 100-metre challenge for the men and the women over 100 metres. And the ring, one of the local boys competes for Glen Waverley Athletics Club, and Hannah Joy just approaching.
Here we go.
Final attempt.
Hannah Joy 190. And so close.
Those calves again.
That was a better attempt, but unfortunately met with the red flag, and that will be it for Hannah Joy. So I was waiting for the slow hand clap, Lynchy. It didn't come out.
No, I don't know why she didn't soak up the crowd. The crowd is building behind the pole vault. Oh, sorry, the high jump, but maybe they're more discus fans.
They might be too, but I'll tell you where I expect the slow hand clap will come out very shortly with the men's long jump, and I reckon it'll be started up in the commentary box by Ollie Worm.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. And Henry Frayne hasn't jumped much lately, but Robbie Crowther opened up with an 8.03.
We've lost sort of Ollie for the last couple of minutes. He's been staring out.
Here's Boyd.
Over to Henry Frayne. Here's Alana Boyd.
Oh,
yes, that's how it's done.
Easy.
Too much.
A great crowd building over there.
440 there by Alana Boyd. She's searching down for the 450. Just turning our attention now to the screen, some of the past greats of the sports. You can see there in the middle, focusing in on her now, Kathy Freeman, of course, the 400-metre gold medalist at the Sydney Olympics.
And she's a big fan of Life Story. Remember the Jandakot Track Classic, she tuned in. We sort of mentioned her and sent us a tweet. And you see Lee Troop there as well, Liam Adams, Steve Kane, Tim Dreisen. So some
Steve
great athletes
in there as well.
Yeah, big Mona.
Giving everyone a ticket. This is great.
Gary Honey, of course, a great long jumper.
So these are former greats.
Simon Baker, race walker. He's coached some athletes to the highest level and a great race walker himself. There's Mona.
So they're former greats getting presented their bibs here. And there's Kathy Freeman.
Kathy, a bit of a hero.
Getting a great salute by the crowd as they work their way across. And fantastic initiative by Athletics Australia. Chairman David Grace on the left of screen presenting. There's Tim Dreesen getting... Oh, yeah, just do a bit of a swip
wrong order.
Yeah, Steve Kane's way up there. He's getting the next one, so it can happen, can't it? You get that list in front of you. It's not exactly the right order. So Liam Adams represented Australia at the Commonwealth Games in the marathon. And the girls over there in the pole vault.
Mossy, Denny about to go into the ring. Can he pump out a big one on his last throw?
Oh, he gets that clap going. He says, come on, give me the clap. You can hear Robbo on that in the background. They're pumped. Everyone's getting on this one. Matt Denny, can he launch this one out? Well and truly beyond his PB this season of 61.55. Out it goes. He's not that happy. It didn't quite get the purchase that he was after. And that'll fell around the 55-metre mark. And that will be his final throw for the evening. Unfortunately, we don't have the up-to-date results for the final couple of throws. But Matt Denny most likely will take out the silver medal here at the Australian Athletics Tour final. And Julian Ruck will be our champion, I believe. Yeah, Ruck so far 61.16, the best for him. And Matt Denny 56.65 set in the first round, unless his last throw went bigger. 56.33 was his final throw. As Ruck is about to enter the ring, and we've got the American on the runway with the bar at 4.40 metres. And the women's steeplechasers warming up. But Julian Ruck for his final throw of the evening. Can we get him over that 62-metre mark? Here we go. Big Ruck launches it out. It looks good, but it's just going to fall a little bit too short. So not getting out over the mark, and turning our attention back now to the women's pole vault. Melissa Gergel from the United States, 4.40. Oh, it's nearly stayed up.
That would have been
sensational.
Very fortunate if it bounced and stayed. A bit like in the cricket last night. It stopped and the bail didn't come off.
Just a little tickle, it wobbled.
So, not far away, you'll see in the foreground very shortly there the women's steeplechase lineup, and about to be introduced to the crowd here. And it'll bring a bit of a break in proceedings for some of the field events. As we said, men's high jump firing up in the back straight. But here we go. 3,000 metre steeplechase right up to you guys.
Yes, we've got 7 competitors tonight. Georgia Whincup of Australia, Rosa Flanagan, she was 7th in last year's World Youth, Sarah McSweeney from New Zealand, Vic Mitchell, our current Australian champion, Sharon Furusua from Australia, Magdalene Massai from Kenya, and Maddie Heiner, our current 5,000 metre championship winner. She also was 4th in last year's Commonwealth Games in this very event. The women's 3,000 metre steeple chase. And nice little story there, guys. You can see 4th from the right of the screen in the fluoro pink is Vic Mitchell, and she's wearing a set of goggles. Now, the reason she's wearing a set of goggles was last year she went into that water track, or the water jump, and slipped and fell over. And Rosa Flanagan to the right, she knows exactly what Vic's talking about. She fell over at the final water jump and almost missed becoming the national champion and qualifying for Glasgow. So good to see her with a bit of sense of humour. And she was sponsored by Nike. Currently no sponsor, so she's wearing Speedos tonight.
She should get Adidas. Adidas is the top brand. I'm wearing my 3-stripe polo now. And the athletes are away in this steeplechase event, the 3,000 metres. National record held by Donna McFarlane, the Tasmanian, 9 minutes 18:35. And the World Championship qualifying standard is 9:44 as they clear the first steeple. And Whincup up the running early on with Victoria Mitchell going up to her shoulder. Flanagan, the New Zealander, sits nicely in 3rd. On her outside, Madeline Heiner, she's in great form. She's in 4th. Kenyan Visitor is in 5th. So they're the athletes on the screen at the moment. And Whincup, an athlete to watch as she leads the field down the back straight, and 3,000 metres to conquer.
So as they go around the first lap, the girls will be coming up to the water jump. The winner of the women's high jump is Hannah Joy, and she's down there with Robbo.
Yes, thank you very much, Mossy. And she's been jumping for joy. She's had a great last week or so. And Hannah, congratulations on the win tonight. How was the comp from your perspective?
Thanks. It was a really good comp. It was nice and quick. There was only 5 of us. So, yeah, we all jumped very well, but really keen for next week, the Open Nationals.
Still riding that high from last week. You got the 192 PB at the Australian Junior Nationals. 188 here tonight. How high do you think you can go?
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
All right.
I'm aiming for 94, though.
Excellent. Well, we're just going to cross to Alana Boyd here. You ever had a crack at the high jump? You tempted?
Tempted for...
I mean, at the pole vault. You do the high jump quite well.
Thank you.
Pole vault, you ever tried it?
I would love to, but yeah, I don't want to learn.
So it's at 450. This is a World Championship qualifying height. Plenty of breeze around here for our national record holder, Alana Boyd. We know she has it in it. She's jumped 474 before. There's a little bit of a distraction. Not ideal scenario. 476 rather, sorry. I do have to make a correction there.
The measuring tape getting in the way.
Yeah, she's been taped.
And that's going to take a little bit of time. You'll see in the background at the top of screen the girls for the women's 3,000 metre steeplechase, which we'll get back to. This is a pretty significant moment. The Australian Athletics Tour.
We've got Hannah Joy here helping to call this one for us. You got to go crazy if this goes over, Hannah.
All right.
Picture of concentration. Very tense here in the stands, I can tell you. Would be back home. Boyd. Staring down the barrel of a trip to China.
And the Kenyan's gone to lead in the steeplechase, I can tell you that. Heiner's sitting in 2nd, Mitchell is in 3rd, and our New Zealander sits nicely in 4th as they head down the back straight. And Magdalene Massai, she's been running well this season. She's run 9:48.28 and also 15:10.46 in the women's 5,000 metres. So Massai is in good shape as we see Boyd about to have a crack at 4 metres 50. Here she goes.
All that build-up. Not quite there for Alana Boyd. But Hannah, just to finish off quickly, thanks for hanging around with us. You've got nationals next week. You're looking forward to that. But tell us, can you explain this recent form that you've been showing in the high jump? What's been going on in training?
I really don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's just been really good season. Thanks to my coach Jackie, and yeah, praise God.
All right. Well, we look forward to chatting to you again, maybe next week in Nationals up in Brisbane. And keep jumping well and jumping for joy.
Thank you.
There you go. There's Hannah Joy.
Thanks for that, Robbo. Back up here in the commentary box, I'm joined here with Mossy and Madeline Heiner. Just going around to the Kenyans, who's up on the shoulder. And Mossy and Heiner are the two leaders, with Mitchell and the New Zealander just behind her. So they're the four to watch at this stage. And got around a few laps to go, 4 or so. And the Kenyan, she's been in good form, but Madeline Heiner, she's not going to give up as they move down the back straight. The men's long jump, for those watching at home, about to be introduced. And there we have some class long jumpers, including the three to watch tonight, in my opinion. Fabrice Lapierre, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, and Frayne and Crowther. Mossy, bring us the start list, mate.
Yes, there you go. You can see from the top of the screen, Angus Gould, Thomas Solomon, Tim Maguire, Nicholas Van Gelder, Matt Wyatt, and here we go, the big three of the big four in Australia. Fabrice Lapierre, the man who'll jump with his neck chain in his mouth. Henry, the Frayne train from Victoria. And Robbie Crowther, the Queenslander, the current national champion. They need to get over 8:10 to give themselves a chance to go to Beijing for the World Championships later in the year. As we stay back with the steeplechase, it's Madeline Heiner in the lead. And we saw there 3 laps to go. And just tucked in behind them, we have Rosa Flanagan, the young up-and-comer from New Zealand. She was second in New Zealand's national championship this season, so they're really starting to fire out some gun steeplechasers. And Vic Mitchell in behind her as well, the girl with the goggles. But Rosa Flanagan, yeah, 7th in last year's World Youth Finals. And it's just fantastic to see her continuing to be here on Australian soils. But even more better for all Australian distance lovers, there is Maddie Heiner out in front. And the clock at the moment is at 6:11.
Yes, mate, and those men's long jumpers, we'll try and bring you the footage from that. And I'll tell you what, I've got my ticket for the Frayne train, hoping he can pop out a big one tonight. But Fabrice Lapierre, one to watch. He's a sort of guy who'll either jump 770 or pop out a 840 or 850. He's you just never know what to expect. It depends on how his run-up is, how he's feeling. He really is a wild card jumper. And Crowther, we saw him open up at 803. Has had a couple of 770s, 780s since then, but no doubt tonight he'll be looking to get over that 8 metre mark and hopefully above that 810, Mossy.
That's right. Fabrice Lapierre, 4-time national champion. We know he's won gold medals and bronze medal at Commonwealth Games as well. He was 4th at Glasgow, which was fantastic stuff. So he's definitely got it there. But Robbie Crowther, you know, he's jumping well this season as well. The good thing is you got 3 there, very, very quality competitors that will bring out the best of each other and hopefully find themselves over there in at Beijing. And I don't know much about Mitchell Watt. I don't think he's jumping at the moment. He's on his hiatus. Probably you'd have to say Australia's better, or he is Australia's best long jumper with the national record. But yeah,
he's over in the US now, and no, we haven't heard much about him. He's over there training in the US with Dan Baff, of course, coach of Greg Rutherford and Steve Hooker. But we see Alana Boyd having another crack at 4 metres 50. Here she goes. And
oh, yes! There it is! Alana Boyd! Oh, the relief! There it is. Oh, amazing stuff there by the Queenslander. She's been waiting for that all season. At 450, you can see that is an emotional release. Fantastic stuff there. We now have 2 qualifiers, Alana Boyd and Nina Kennedy, who jumped 4:59 earlier. Back to the steeplechase, Ollie.
1 lap to go, and Madeline Heiner has taken the lead. Can the Kenyan bounce back here? So around 350 metres to go. Madeline Heiner has made a decisive move. The Kenyan Mossy is in second. The New Zealander sits nicely in third. and that is Flanagan, and Vic Mitchell is in fourth. Less than 300 metres to go down the back straight. Madeline Heiner, she's in great form over any distance, 1,500, 3,000, 5,000, and of course we're seeing tonight the 3,000 metre steeplechase.
1 minute to get home and get that qualifier.
Indeed, the qualifying standard is 9:44. The clock's at 8:50. We could be on for a quick time here. So Madeline Heiner, less than 200 metres to go. She's got 2 steeples to clear. And she's got a great lead. The Kenyan has not been able to go with her as Heiner clears that jump. And the Kenyan's really trying to chase. But less than 100 metres to go. Madeline Heiner's in the lead.
She's going to do it.
She's going to go into third. The clock ticks over at 9:18. Madeline Heiner clears the last steeple. 9:44, the time we're looking for. She's going to smash that, Mossy. She's going to go under that 9:44. The clock is about to tick over 9:30. That's a qualifier. 9:31.05 for Madeline Heiner. She's got the World Championship qualifying standard. Mossy in second from Kenya, and Vic Mitchell is in third. Mossy, what a race.
Mitchell does it as well. Mitchell goes 9:40, so that's 2 qualifiers right there and then.
It's all happening, mate.
In goggles.
Unbelievable stuff down there, boys.
Oh, that's sensational. Not a lot of emotion being shown there from Maddie Heiner, but she has just run an outstanding race there. And Vic, well, she's just happy to get through relatively dry. And another qualifier there too as well. So sensational work and great stuff. High five from Maddie.
9:31.03 officially for those at home.
We'll let her get her breath back there, but look at that, 9:31.03. Look at that, sensational. Well, we've got Maddie here for a quick chat. Straight off the track. We won't keep her too long. Here we go, here we go. Maddie, congratulations firstly. How thrilled are you? Is that sinking in?
Yeah, it is. It's so hard to tell where you're at in the steeple. I think one of the boys called out 9:10 at the water jump, and I tried to do the maths, and I don't know, I thought I was going to be lucky to get under. I don't know what I thought I was doing that last 200, but...
Maths and distance running don't mix.
I'm normally good at it, but maybe not together. Yeah, really happy with that.
Congratulations, wow.
Yeah.
So the steeple, you've won the 5,000 metres last week at the National Champs. Here we are with the steeple. Is that what you're going to be focusing on if you do get the selection for China, for Beijing?
It's a funny one. The steeple just feels awful. That felt awful. It's not a nice race, but obviously I'm pretty happy with that time. Love to get in the team for both. Have the option of running both. So that's definitely the goal.
Excellent. Well, it's good to have options, and great to see Vic being dragged along there as well.
Awesome.
Sensational in the goggles.
She's had an amazing season. I know I saw the goggles. I didn't know if they were going to go on or whether she thought she was going to have a repeater last year, but
luckily she stayed dry.
She did, and they were a beautiful accessory.
Excellent. Well done again. I feel like we're chatting most weeks these days because you're doing so well, and all the very best for Nationals next week and beyond.
Thank you.
There you go. There's Maddie Heiner. Back up to you guys.
On the runway, Wyatt in the men's long jump, and I can just see Lapierre out there, and also Henry Frayne in the long tights, the Adidas sponsored athletes, and got a few of those Queenslanders up here, and of course they train under the watchful eye of Gary Bourne. And there's Fabrice Lapierre. He's probably the man I'll consider in the men's long jumpers with the biggest X factor. He can really turn it on, jump huge, or he can go the opposite and jump 7 metres 10.
Does it for me, mate. Lapierre. That is the long jumping Lapierre. That's the X factor.
Lapierre on the runway, followed by Crowther and Frayne. I'm getting excited now, boys.
It's all starting to warm up here in Ollie Worm's world. So Fab, as you see there, he puts the pendant of the necklace in between his teeth. So won him plenty of medals in the past, so why stick with it? Look at that. He's saying, I am Fabrice.
The bar at 4 metres 60, already clearing the 4 metres 50 World Championship qualifying height.
Here he goes, Lapierre.
Fabrice Lapierre on the runway, and look at that.
That is one way to exit the pit.
He is a great athlete, and let's hope he can pop a big one out
And we might go trackside now to Robbo with Matt Denny.
Thank you very much, Mossy. Yeah, I'm joined by the man with the sharp haircut and the man that threw the hammer the furthest tonight and then backed it up with a discus. Firstly, Matt Denny, I want to talk about the hammer and your win there. Another PB, mate. You're just peeling off PBs for fun.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good competition. I didn't actually expect it at all. I got into warm-up and I just didn't feel like I was firing and stuff, and then came out first throw 67. I actually, on the court, like from the circle, it looked like it was only about 63 and then 67, and the next throw just belted it and nailed one. So I think 70's definitely there next week when I'm going to be in some peak form, hopefully. So
when you can throw everything like you can, do you have a favourite, or do the favourites change each week?
Nah, I don't really have a favourite. I have a favourite, like discus and hammer, my favourites over shot, but you know, it doesn't really matter to me. I just do shot for fun and occasionally throw half decent, but yeah, I don't really have a favourite. I just enjoy doing them both and hopefully can get a big one out each time. So,
well, I can see Alana Boyd not far away from her next attempt, so we'll make sure we do cross over there. Obviously, yeah. Fellow Queenslander. And we might bring Julian Ruck in here as well, who's just been our winner in the discus. So I don't know if the screen's going to be big enough to fit all these boys in. Congratulations. We'll just cross to... we've got some long jump and some pole vault happening here, boys.
Here we go at high.
Pass it up to
Henry
Ollie.
Frayne on the runway in the men's long jump, coasting in. And that's a big jump from Henry first up. We'll just confirm how big that is exactly with the boards, but looked big to me by my eye. As soon as we see the board, I'll let you know as soon as possible.
Yes, thank you, Ollie. And look at this. Is the screen? I think the screen is just big enough to fit these boys in all together. Julian Ruck taking the win tonight. Congratulations, mate. How's the comp?
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was all right. Wind wasn't that great. Conditions weren't that great. It took a bit of distance off everyone's throws, but considering that, I'm actually not too unhappy with it. It was kind of decent.
Very good. We spoke to Maddie about backing up event after event. Now, you've got the shot put later on. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, it's all right. I throw it about once a year, sometimes twice a year, so let's see what I can do. I mean, I'm not well trained enough to throw badly in it, so, I mean, I'll try my best.
If anything else, you'll have a front row seat for big Tommy Walsh, the Kiwi, and he can get it out there.
Exactly, yeah, that'll be nice to see up close.
Very exciting. All right, boys, we'll let you go and get ready. Well done, Maddie. 2 events, and Julian, your second's coming. Congratulations on the win.
Here we go. Robbie Crowther on the runway in that sexy purple Adidas kit. And here he goes, big Robbie Crowther. Jumped 8.03 earlier in the season. Can he pop out a big one over 8 metres early on in the competition? Let's find out. Robbie Crowther of Queensland. And Crowther unleashes. Looks big.
Hard to tell from the angle here. We look for his reaction. And just looking now at the men's 200-metre B final, Barmby, Ballew, Baird, Stone, Beltram, Horan and Hargraves will be competing this one for the men's 200-metre B final.
Yep, solid field assembled here for the B race. Of course, this is, I guess, the entree for the Peter Norman 200-metre Memorial, which will be on shortly after this. But the athletes lining up here in the men's 200-metre B race, and look forward to seeing the action unfold. Nelson Stone, a 21.09 runner, Papua New Guinea, and so one to watch. Pretty classy runner to have in the B race. They're in the starters' hands. So away, 100 metres, Stone's off to a good start and running well is Ballew on the inside. Matty Hargraves runs up on the bend, but Nelson Stone and Ballew off the bend is in the lead. Chris Ballew from the old Melburnians is in the lead in the 200 metres. Nelson Stone is trying to chase him down, but Chris Ballew is going to romp it in and take out the 200 metres, 21.71 for Chris Ballew, minus 0.1. And from Omac getting a win in the men's 200-metre B race, and shortly we'll bring you the Peter Norman Memorial, the A race over 200 metres.
So the unofficial time there, 21.70. 21.70. And on the hashtag Summer of Ass, plenty of things coming in. Just one from Athletics New Zealand. Rosa Flanagan gets a World Champs B qualifier and a New Zealand under-20 record with her 9:41.42. So a PB by 7 seconds, and that's right, it is a fantastic result. I just want to throw it out there. I'll put out there, what is the A qualifier? They are harsh over there. She has run an Australian A qualifier by over 3 seconds, And it's just the B qualifier there. Geez, they set a mean standard.
It's tough. The Kiwis are tough. And just an update from the men's long jump round 1. Unfortunately, fouls for Frayne, Lapierre and Crowther in round 1. Angus Gould, the biggest jump, 7.68. Van Gelder, 7.18. And Matthew Wyatt was 7.08. They're the only 3 athletes who recorded jumps. And Solomon, Maguire, Lapierre, Frayne and Crowther, all fouls from their round 1 attempt, as Boyd has a crack at 4 metres 60. The bar is out. 4 metres 60. The bar is out in the women's pole vault. And Alana Boyd about to have a crack.
This is a pretty significant figure here for Boyd. 4.60. We knew that the season lead so far is a 4.59. Young Nina Kennedy. We've got that at the Jundicott City Track Classic in Perth. So, Boyd, a bit of a statement here to say that she has got the reins of the greatest pole vaulter in the lands, definitely in her hands. And Kennedy went out at 4.05, I'm led to believe. There she is, again, having another little look. Just a little bit of an update results-wise. Men's discus, your top 3. Julian Ruck with the 61.16. Matt Denny with a 56.65. And Irfan Shamsuddin from Malaysia with a 54.79. And just Guy Henley with a 52.13 in 5th. She goes taking another look at that one. Nice little roll. She only gets a red flag for that one.
Yes, Mossy, and so 1 round done in the men's long jump. They're into round 2, and hopefully we see the likes of Lapierre, Frayne and Crowther being able to get their run-ups correct, and hopefully to that white flag. And no doubt one of those boys tonight has to get over that 8 metre barrier. See that?
Why don't we just put it out there that we're not going to leave until one of them does. They just jump. They can be their 70th jump, but someone's got to get over.
Why not? Someone has to. Maybe Tim Maguire, who's on the runway now, can get close to the barrier, the South Australian. And let's hope he gets the white flag.
The old layback.
And he gets the white flag. Maguire, 1.28 from Adelaide, the city of churches, and we'll try to get you those results as soon as possible. Angus Gould, the biggest jump from round 1, 7 metres 68. And we can see the boys warming up for that men's 200 metres, which is the Peter Norman Memorial 200 metres. Mossy will bring you that shortly. Still a few minutes away from that event. But in the men's long jump, Van Gelder in that pretty famous white singlet, Sydney uni colours. And getting closer and closer to those second round attempts of Crowther, Lapierre and Frayne, all on their day, world-class long jumpers.
How cool is that official's rat's tail there? There's a lot of years' work in that rat's tail.
There's a lot of work he's put into that rat's tail. He must have a lot of pride in his rat. He's ratty.
Yeah. Solid.
Very solid. And conditions down here, bit gusty must be said. We saw that 200 metres. Bailey taking out the B race. 21.70, not the quickest time of his career, but still a good win over the Papua New Guinean, who's run 21.09. So a good scalp for Chris Bailey, and he'll be looking to run a 46-second 400 metres at the Nationals in Brisbane next weekend. And just a reminder, we'll be bringing you those national titles here on the live stream as Van Gelder on the runway in the men's long jump. And we're just seeing on the screen a bit of history and background to Peter Norman's story. And Mossy, you've got the start list for the Peter Norman Memorial coming up now.
One of Australia's greatest athletes, Peter Norman here. Well, this is your race. In lane 1, Elfie Mustafa from Singapore. Lane 2 is Andrew McCabe from Australia. Lane 3, Banuvi Tabakathoro from Fiji. Lane 4, the fastest man in Australia over this distance this season is Alexander Hartman. The fastest man over 400 is Craig Burns from Queensland. He's competing in the 200 tonight, where he's been outstanding as well. From Panama, he'll be the red-hot favourite, Alonzo Edward. Luke Stevens and Will Johns will round out our field in the Peter Norman Memorial 200-metre final here at the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge.
And Peter Norman, the fastest Australian 200-metre runner of all time, 20.06 as Alana Boyd gets the red flag at 4.60 metres. Yeah, Peter Norman, of course, a very famous Australian name, and of course that famous salute from the Olympics, and also still the fastest 200-metre time of all time by an Australian, 20.06. That is flying, and great to see Athletics Australia putting on this event in memory of the great man. But geez, we've got a quick guy in the field, Alonzo Edwards. Not sure. Sorry, he's in lane 6. 1981 is his PB.
Ollie, just a quick one. Peter Norman, that record and that silver medal, at the Mexico Olympics, well, that was set one day before Ralph Dobell's 800-metre record, which has been equalled by Alex Rowe and might even be bettered later on tonight. So a great sense of history here tonight at Lakeside Stadium.
Well, how good would that be, seeing that record broken? I mean, Alex Rowe didn't have the best of runs. I'm sure he'd be the first to admit that last week when he competed against David Rudisha, but tonight could be redemption, and let's hope redemption for Alex Rowe. Let's hope Risley's right up there as well, and we see Rudisha go even quicker. But looking forward to seeing the Panamanian. I think that's what we call him. Is it Mossy, the Panamanian?
Yep. Pandemonium in Panama for the Panamanians.
Exactly. So he's lining up in the 200 metres, and sub 22nd 200-metre runner. Going to be good to see him lining up here.
Lane 5, Ross Willis of 200 metres of last year's national.
Yes, you can see them lining up there. Big tall guy going from left to right is Craig Burns. So far this season, 20.89, so he's been flying across the 200 metre. His PB is 20.76.
So the men's 200 metres up very shortly, and we've got the long jump heating up down the back straight. And Henry Frayne on the runway, all aboard the Frayne train. What can he pump out here? On the runway, Henry Frayne. Hopefully we see the white flag. Unfortunately, the red flag goes up for Henry Frayne. They're in their blocks for the men's 200 metres, the Peter Norman Memorial. The one to watch, Alonzo Edward in lane 6. Away in this 200 metres, and Alonzo Edward did get away on the outside in the orange Adidas body kit, running well on the inside from Fijian as Tabakoro off the bend. It is Alonzo Edward in the lead, running well as the Australians Hartman and Burns, but the man from Panama, Alonzo Edward's going to run away with his 200 metres. What a run, easing up 20.66 with a minus 0.3 unofficially. Alonzo Edward, thank you very much. That's class from Alonzo Edward from Panama.
Absolutely sensational stuff, man, there from the sub 20, man. He has done 1981 back in 2009. And he is a sensational star, that's for sure, Alonzo Edward. Awesome to have him here on Australian soil. And speaking of stars, we have Robbie Judd Crowther on the runway. Moved to Queensland this year to be coached by Gary Bourne. What can he come up with here in the long jump? Robbie Crowther. Not too bad. Flag goes up, which is white.
20.65 officially for Alonzo Edward, ahead of Craig Burns, 21.31. And Alexander Hartman, 21.36 in third, 21.36. As we see Alonzo Edward receiving the memorial. A framed photo there of Peter Norman, who's an Australian legend, and Alonzo Edward with a faster personal best than Peter Norman, receiving that from Peter Norman's daughter. And great to have Emma presenting that. So fantastic initiative by Athletics Australia. Alonzo Edward, the worthy winner of that 200 metres. And bring you an update. Robbie Crowther just popped out a 7.59 for his second round attempt, as we see Angus Gould ready to kick things off in round 3. But Frayne with 2 fouls so far, and we'll keep you updated how they are progressing as we move into round 3 of the men's long jump.
Just an update in the men's 200-metre B race. Chris Baillieu with a 21.70. Nelson Stone from Papua New Guinea with a 21.87. And Michael Beltrame with a 22.19 were our top 3 place getters.
And from that second round, Fabrice Lapierre actually passed in the men's long jump and Frayne another foul. Thomas Solomon as well fouled his second round attempt. So Gould is still in the lead with 7.68 from his first round. On the one-way now in the third round. Angus Gould gets some good air time, hopefully edging towards the 8-metre mark. And just behind him, Robbie Crowther popped out of 7.59. And in third is Van Gelder, 7.33. So Alonzo Edwards does a bit of a victory lap. And great to see some of these world-class athletes joining us for this event in Melbourne, the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge. And we've got some stars ready to line up here tonight. And none bigger than David Rudisha, the fastest 800-metre runner of all time. What a legend. And he loves coming here to Australia, reckons whenever he opens up here, he has a great season. So loves coming to Melbourne particularly, and looking forward to seeing the great man, a gentleman, line up in the men's 800 metres tonight.
You can see Edwards there, just signing a few autographs. Plenty of kids we might have the shoe scalpers down there at the moment.
Indeed, and the women's pole vault there wrapped up at this stage, so we can see our winner Boyd walking off from the pole vault arena. And it was a great Peter Norman Memorial over 200 metres. Thomas Solomon on the runway in the men's long jump now. We're not too far away from some of our other field events, such as the shot put. That's not the next half an hour. That'll be on the women's javelin. That's going to be absolutely.
Just an interesting one here on the tweet from Paul Connolly. Can't get to the Summer of Bass Melbourne Track Classic. Watching the live stream, boys. It's sad that Fabrice Lapierre is not dressed as Spider-Man. I don't know what the reference is there, but it's always side.
He occasionally pops out the Spider-Man kit. Unfortunately not tonight. And Alonzo Edward, he's given his shoes away, so someone lucky in that crowd.
Well, we saw the scalpers down there. We saw them there.
They were just lurking. Can I have your shoes? Alonzo Edward goes, sure. Adidas give me plenty of these, and I've got plenty more where they came from. So one lucky youngster receives a pair of spikes. We're going to cut to an ad now. So I hope you're enjoying the coverage at home.
And welcome back here to the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge. You can see there the cityscape of Melbourne, the sporting capital of the world in behind. And what a fantastic looking track it is here at Lakeside Stadium in Albert Park, right in the middle of the city, which is just awesome for everyone and sundry. And it's one thing about Melbourne, it's what you guys do best, isn't it, Ollie? It's the way you set things up for sport. Indeed, no doubt. We are currently the Cricket World Cup, of course, a few games being won. Of course, you had the Commonwealth Games 2006,
We've had some Asian Cup games here, and the Australian Open, Formula One, and of course the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge is here. So Melbourne really is a great place for sporting events, and great place to live. And shortly coming up, we're going to have the Oceana 100-metre challenge for men and women.
Absolutely. Just a huge shout out to the Victorian government, who are a massive supporter of Athletics Australia and this meet indeed. And we have down with us on the trackside with Robbo is none other than Australia's greatest pole vaulter of all time, who's cleared 460 and taken out the W tonight. It is none other than Alana Boyd.
Alana Boyd, here she is in Melbourne, and we're having a Queensland kind of day down here, Alana.
Close, but yeah, but a little bit of warmth is nice.
Yeah. Now, congratulations firstly, got the win, got another World Champs qualifier.
First World Champs
First one.
I haven't got one before today, so I'm very relieved.
It's in the bag, finally.
Yeah.
And you've been building all season, though. Frustrated not to have got it before now, but got the tick in the box today.
Yeah, definitely. It has been a frustrating season. I've been making some changes and everything's been going well. I just haven't been able to put it together on the day. And today it was a little bit messy, but I got the job done, got the win and got the 450. So, yeah, now on to Nationals and hopefully I can go higher there.
It's a great group. And we're just crossing to Henry Frayne on the long jump here. And he's building there. So a great group of women's pole vaulters at the moment in Australia. That must be really egging yourself on, and great to see, you know, the other youngsters nipping at your heels.
Definitely, because I'm getting close to 31 now, so I'm definitely not a youngster. But it is good to have, you know, some youngsters coming through, and great for the event. And, you know, I always go out there and know that they're going to be hot on my heels.
And Nationals again next week up in your home track up in Brisbane. It was disappointing down here for Nationals last year, but you'll be looking to build on a great comp up there next week.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've, you know, I can build on the momentum from today, and you know, home track, hopefully some nice hot weather, and yeah, we'll see how we go.
And just finally, after Nationals, what's the rest of the season looking like in the build-up to Worlds in Beijing later in the year?
A little bit uncertain at the moment. I might head up to Shanghai for the Diamond League and then come back, and then head to Europe end of June. So we'll lock in some meets over the coming month and go from there and prepare before going into Japan and then into Beijing. So yeah, it's a very exciting few months ahead, but I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, thanks very much for joining us on the stream. Well done once again tonight.
Thank you
Good luck
very
next
much.
week in Brisbane, and we'll keep cheering you on.
Thank you. See you later.
Back up to you guys.
There's Robbo trackside with our winner of tonight's Melbourne IAAF World Challenge Women's Pole Vault. That was Alana Boyd, and the clap is started by Henry the Frayne Train.
Here he goes.
The clap is no bigger over there in the crowd than it is here with our commentator, Ollie Worm, who is the best friend, I think, of Henry, would we say?
Yeah,
one of.
Indeed, him and Bainesy, just among my close friends. And here he is on the runway, Henry the Frayne Train. Can we get the white flag? Unfortunately not. Another red flag for Henry Frayne. That's 3 fouls so far, so hopefully we can see that white flag go shortly, and hopefully we see him pop out a 8:20. Probably what would you expect?
Mate, I'll be happy to see him pop out an 8:13.
Yeah, we'd love to see that. And Robbie Crowther up next. Love to see him pop out and jump over 8 metres. And Mossy, look at this, the Oceana Challenge.
Here we go. This is an initiative by the Oceana Athletics Federation, the Oceana Challenge here. Hansford, Livion, Teltul, Stone, Greg, Yanambe, Logothorova, Wilson from Australia.
Yeah, some tough names to call here, but great to see these athletes coming all over from the Pacific here to Melbourne, and no doubt it's going to be a cracking battle as we see them line up, and the athletes got some Australians, some Papua New Guineans. It's going to be a good battle, and these 8 sprinters will go head to head.
It gives an opportunity, sorry, Ollie, it gives an opportunity for some of these Pacific Islander nations across the whole of the Oceania region to come here on the big stage at the IAAF World Challenge to, you know, get amongst the big crowd, you know, the whole game day experience as well. So fantastic opportunity for them to come across here.
Indeed, Mossy, and Robbie Crowther about to have his 3rd round attempt in the men's long jump, 7:59 in the 2nd round. He's better than that, and he'll be looking to build as we see Crowther on the runway. And you can see the difference between the jumping style of the likes of Crowther and an athlete like Fabrice Lapierre. Lapierre gets a lot of airtime But Robbie Crowther with perhaps a flatter jumping style gets the white flag, which is promising to see for the big man from Queensland, Robbie Crowther. And that white flag is all that Henry Frayne wants to see at this stage. But Crowther gets the white flag. And once this board swivels around, 774 for Robbie Crowther with a plus 1.5. So pretty nice jumping conditions for Robbie Crowther, and he takes the lead in the men's long jump from Angus Gould.
As you can see there, this is the men's Oceana Challenge. The headband to the right of the screen. Always a fan of that is Dave Robbo, Trackside. We've got the Papua New Guineans. Crowd starting to build up here. They love their hundreds. There's always a hush over the crowd. It starts to come. The boys about to find their marks. And plenty of action still to come. We'll have the women's Oceana Challenge shortly, and then the women's 400-metre hurdles, which promises to be a belter, as we see Lauren Wells trying to take down that world qualifier that she so desperately is seeking. World qualifier for the women's 400-metre hurdles being a 56.20, and she did a 56.21 in Canberra earlier this year. But the 100 metres Oceana Challenge.
Yeah, we're about to see the athletes line up. And we've got some good action coming. Of course, the females race shortly after this. And the athletes going into their blocks now. And we are in the starters' hands. And shortly after this, we've got the women's Oceana Challenge and also the women's 400-metre hurdles. Can Lauren Wells get that qualifier? Let's hope tonight is the night. So away in the men's 100 metres, and they're going to get called back in the Oceana Challenge. We'll wait to see if any athletes are actually disqualified here. There's a mixture of some Australians as well, some young Victorian athletes lining up in their Big V kits, and also some of the Pacific athletes making their way over to Melbourne. You can see the Adidas replay on the screen.
See there, the man on the left in the red, he gets a green card. A little bit too much movement. And just an update, the results, just confirmation results in the men's 200-metre open. Alonzo Edwards of Panama with a 20.65. Craig Burns from Australia with a 21.31 and a 21.36 for Alexander Hartman. That's the first time this season he hasn't come away as the fastest Australian in the field. Back to the men's 100-metre Oceana Challenge.
Thank you, Mossy. So the athletes are ready to go for take two. Hopefully a clean start this time. And we saw Nelson Stone run the 200 metres, backing up in the 100 metres. And away in this 100 metres, off to a good start was Teltu on the inside. Simon Gregg, one of the Australians, running very well. And Nelson run well. Teltu in the lead. Nelson Stone gets to the lead, backing up. And 10.89 unofficially with a men's 100 metres, the Oceana Challenge.
There you go. Nice little finish off there. That was very closely contested. And I think on the inside, it was the Victorian Michael Hansford. I think he may have got third. I could be wrong. We'll look for the confirmation of that. The man in the headband could find himself on the podium in the Oceana Challenge. And we will have the women's Oceana Challenge as well, which is going to be coming up very shortly. And we'll turn our attention to the Adidas replay. As you'll see here, this has been the second attempt out of the blocks by the competitors. And it was a great start in the middle, and they just continued to fire forward with Stone.
Yeah, Nelson Stone running really well, and Victorian on the inside in lane one just snuck up on the inside to nab, I think it was third, but no doubt about our winner, Nelson Stone. And we can see the results. Simon Gregg is listed as the winner on the screen. We will confirm that with you shortly. And we're going to have a look at the men's long jump. Henry Frayne getting the crowd involved. This is his 4th run attempt. 3 fouls so far. Can he get a jump out there? We want to see that white flag. Here we go. All aboard the Frayne train.
Toot toot.
Henry Frayne, the red.
That's good. That's good. He's liking it.
He gets the red flag again, unfortunately.
Consistency. He's been consistent on that
consistent.
red.
He's frustrated because he knows he's getting some big jumps out there. He's just chatting to Gary Bourne. And look, he told me he was going to have 3 to 4 jumps tonight. He's had 3 to 4 jumps, but unfortunately, they've all had the red flag. So let's hope he can have one more crack out there and get that white flag and hopefully pop out a big jump over 8 metres.
Very busy night for Gary Bourne.
Indeed, he's got some great athletes jumping.
And we just saw earlier in the women's javelin, Kim Mickle, amongst a couple of others, throwing it out, almost getting over the World Championship qualifier just in their warm-up. See them there, the javelin scattered out. And another one, just edging ever so close. That red line is the qualifier. And the yellow line, which you can probably see just in the middle of screen there, is the national record, which was set last season right here at this very venue by none other than Kimberly Mickle. It's a 66.83. So here we go. We turn our attention now to the women's 100-metre Oceana Challenge. Ella Squires from Australia. From the Cook Islands, it's Patricia Tia. From Papua New Guinea, Helen Philemon. Also from Papua New Guinea in lane 5 is Miriam Penny. From Australia, lane 6, Courtney Yates. In lane 7 from Australia is Christine Byrne. And rounding out the field in lane 8 from Australia, Elizabeth Henning. Ollie Worm, the caller.
Thanks, Mossy, and we see the female edition of the 100 metres Oceana Open Challenge, and some great Pacific Island athletes out here to have a run. And hopefully we see another good battle like we saw in the men's race prior to this. And of course, shortly after this, we've got the women's 400-metre hurdles. Can Lauren Wells get under that World Championship qualifier? I know Coach Matty B is watching at home, and he'll be doing everything he can, cheering her on, and no doubt she's been in good form training, and those results will come, no doubt, and she'll get under that barrier very shortly. And national titles next week, you'd say she's a pretty good chance to win, I think, what will be her 8th national title. Pretty impressive performance from an athlete. I think she's still only 25 or 26, so Lauren Wells has achieved a lot, and let's hope in the next year a big breakthrough comes her way. But the women's 100-metre Oceana Challenge, just waiting for the starters. They're behind the blocks. And slight headwinds here. Away in this 100 metres, off to a good start from Papua New Guinea. Phelan running well, and on the inside, Squires from Victoria. Ella Squires from Victoria is going to take this out from lane 2. Running well for second, Patricia Taya from the Cook Islands. And a good battle for third, but no doubt about our winner, Ella Squires, the Victorian, taking out the women's 100 metre Oceana Challenge.
Yeah, nice and easy victory there by Squires. She got out there early in front. We'll have a look at the replay in a moment, but did it nice and easy. But we will also be introducing our field of the women's javelin. I can tell you what, it's one of the greatest javelin fields that we have ever seen assembled here in Australia at the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge. The top 4 competitors in the Commonwealth from last year's Commonwealth Games. You can see them littered amongst them. Here we go. Javelin throw. Karen Clark from Australia. From China, it is Hugh Liu and Li Zhang. From Australia, Maddie Hogan. Tori Peters from New Zealand. This USA competitor is Lee Petronoff. From Canberra, Kelsey Lee Roberts. From South Africa, she has the biggest PB in the field. It's Suvette Villion. And the final one there is our current national record holder, defending Commonwealth Games gold medalist. It is none other than Western Australians Kimberly Mickle.
Yes, mate, class field assembled, and it really is starting to heat up here at the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge. And those athletes out there, some pretty talented female jav throwers, Mossy.
Absolutely. As I said throughout the last 10 minutes, Kim Mickle, national record holder, she threw it here last year with a 66.83. So that's her PB, 66.83. Sunette Vilhuin, her PB 69.35. 69.35, and she was a world championship runner-up back in 2011 and picked up the silver at last year's Com Goals.
Well, great to have the South Africans here having a throw at the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge.
We might throw it down trackside. Dave Robbo's got someone important, I think.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, it's all happening in the shot put down here, boys. And big Tommy Walsh, we can see him in the ring right now. And his warm-ups are going large, Lynchy, already.
Yeah, he's already been tossing them over that red line out there. That's 20:45, a World Champs A qualifier. So that's another warm-up, and it's getting right out there. And also, getting excited, Damien Birkenhead's warm-ups are getting real close to that mark. PB of 1984, and I think he's going to get over that 20-metre line.
I'd love to see that happen today. Today's the day to get that 20. And just near us here, well, women's 400 metres, they're warming up. Tamsin Manu, she remembered how to put her spikes on, Lynchy, and that's important when you make your comeback.
That's right, and just before that, the women's 400 hurdles. So we're surrounded by the one-lappers at the moment down here in the females events.
Being a one-lapper yourself, mate, I know that excites you, and Ollie Worm upstairs there, he doesn't mind a 400 hurdle too.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting very, very exciting here. We're right in the thick of it. We've got everything going on down at the finish line, and it's really starting to heat up on track.
Tamsin Lewis Manu, she doesn't look like there's anyone happier to be on this track today than her. Just out here soaking it up, mixing it with the best. She's a massive competitor. She won't. She's not in this just for an exhibition, Lynchy. She's here to mix it up with these top girls in Australia.
No, definitely. It's probably been a couple of years since she's competed at one of these track classics, the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge, and no, I think she's out here to win. She's not out here to come second.
6-time national champion over 400 metres.
Yeah, actually, she's only ever been defeated once in a national championship final. She's actually even won the 400 hurdle final one year and come second the next year to Lauren Wells,
and
Bowden.
And a bunch of 800 metre national championships as well. So I think about 18 in total.
Yeah, and her family, even her dad has won. I think they're the most winningest, the Lewis family, probably apart from the Boyds. That's quite a pretty talented family as well. But as we go out here...
Here's big Tom Walsh, and a big shout out to everyone watching over there in New Zealand, because here goes your man, world indoors medalist.
Just confirming that there, boys. The Lewis family, 30 national titles between them. Dave Gregg with 6.
And there we go, Tom Walsh. Attempt 1 there, just shy of the red mark, and that's the IAAF World Champs qualifier.
Yeah, 20:45. Now, good Greg Lewis.
Yeah, it's a Greg with 6, Carol with 6, with 18 national titles.
Robbie Crowther there as well. Where's that got to? Let's see the white flag.
The white flag is up. That's what Henry Frayn's looking for. And let's hope Robbie Crowther can crack that 8 metre barrier. Jump 7.74.
And this looks like we're starting to get a bit serious now. We're get into our better warm-ups. The tracksuits are off. Birkenhead getting a nice warm-up out there, and that's getting close to that.
Tell you what.
So that's 20:45, and he's got a PB of 1984, so he's not that far off.
Blow for blow here in the men's shot put opening round, and these two went up against each other in Christchurch. Sorry, it's just a warm-up at the moment. So they're trading blows, but yeah, the big shot competition over there, set in the middle of Christchurch, pulled in some big names, and Tom and Birkenhead were both over there.
Yeah, with Ryan Whiting
as
well, the American shot putter who won the world indoors. So it's good to see they can drag in those big names. But like you said before, Greg Lewis, he actually used to compete against Peter Norman. So a bit of connection out there tonight. Greg Lewis, Tamsin Lewis Manu, Peter Norman, the 200 out there. So it's all connecting here at Albert Park for the Melbourne World Challenge.
Boys, Henry Frayn, 5th attempt in the men's long jump. Can we see that white flag? That's what we want to see here.
Calling all stations, the Frayn train.
All aboard.
Toot,
Taking
toot.
tickets. I'm the collector.
Tickets, please.
Is it an express or is it stopping at every station?
Every station after 8 metres.
First stop, 8:01.
No, we just need to see Henry get that white flag, and it looks like he's been jumping quite well tonight in terms of how far the jumps are, but unfortunately the red flag, his biggest enemy so far.
And when your name's Henry Frayne, well, you never know where you might just be able to sprinkle a little bit of magic in the sandpit, and could we see it on this next attempt from Henry as we are set here for an introduction in the women's 400 hurdles.
Here comes Frayne. He's trying to get the crowd behind him, preparing himself, and Coach Gary Bourne will be looking for that white flag. Here we go. Frayne train on the runway, and the red flag again. No. He is shattered. Henry Frayne.
Just take it back a couple of steps, Henry.
Surely. Here we go. This is the starting lineup for your Melbourne IAAF World Challenge 400 metres. From Papua New Guinea in lane 1, it's Betty Barua. In lane 2 from Australia, Laura Story. In lane 3, one of the speediest girls so far this season from Australia is Sarah Klein. Lane 4, all the way from the United States of America, Cassandra Tate. Lane 5, your 7-time national champion here in Australia, Lauren Wells. Lane 6 from Australia, Lisa Selly. In lane 7 from Papua New Guinea, it is Donna Keneal, and in lane 8 from Australia, it is Ashley Harobin.
Yes, great field assembled, and I think Lauren Wells, I certainly would love to see her get under that World Championship qualifier, and no doubt she is close. Of course, that qualifier is 56.20, and Lauren Wells, the one to watch, and she'll be coming out of lane 4. The American, Cassandra Tate, look, that was her first run over the 400-metre hurdles in Sydney, so she'll benefit from that run, but Lauren Wells absolutely smashed her in Sydney, and we're going to pop up some information about Lauren Wells, and you can see her personal best over 400, 52.82, 55.08 for the 400 hurdles, and 7 national titles. I'm pretty certain she'll make it 8 next week in Brisbane.
It's amazing, unbelievable at such a young age to have pretty much every national championship she's ever competed since she was a young woman. And I interviewed her for a series we're doing called In the Car so far this season, and that'll be launched this week, come out this week, that interview, and she is a great story in athletics. Here we go, start of the women's 400-metre hurdles.
Thanks, Mossy, and the athletes in the blocks, ready to go. And just some unsteadiness in the women's 400-metre hurdles, so the athletes coming back. Shouldn't be any false starts, just some athletes unsettled. And you can see the American on screen. When she's in peak condition, in PB shape, she's one to watch, but I think tonight's probably a tad early for her in her preparation. And perhaps if she comes head-to-head with Lauren Wells over the European circuit or towards the World Championships, then we'll see her in a bit more race peak condition. But the women's 400-metre hurdles, the athletes have gone into their blocks. Let's get behind Lauren Wells. Conditions interesting out there. Not sure if it's perfect for the 4 hurdles, but Lauren Wells can do only what she can to get as close as possible as they are away in this 400-metre hurdles. Bura, Story, Klein, Wells, Tate, Selly, Keneal and Harobin down the back straight. The American has gone out hard this week, and Cassandra Tate down the back straight, going stride for stride with Lauren Wells. So they're the 2 to watch as they run away from the rest of their field. Now Lauren Wells starting to make up on the inside as they go through 200 metres. It's Tate and Wells. This is going to be a great battle. The American versus the 7-time national champion of Australia. With 150 metres to go, it's Wells and Tate this week. The American giving Lauren Wells a good battle. Lauren Wells gets to the lead though, and here she comes in the home straight. Can she get under that qualifier? 56.20 is the time we're looking for. Lauren Wells about to clear her last hurdle. She's got. Can she get that qualifier? 56.20. That's the time we want to see. 56.27 for Lauren Wells.
Oh,
so close once again.
Oh my goodness, and that must be shattering for Lauren.
Oh, so close for Lauren Wells. Oh. She'll get it at Nationals. 56.20 is the time she needs. but 56.27 unofficially for Lauren Wells. I wish they could round it down to 56.19, but I don't think that's going to happen, Mossy.
Well, it's not official yet, so let's find out what it is. But 56.27 on the clock doesn't look fantastic so far as getting under that 56.20 that's required. And so close so far. But yes, as you said there, she's just building and building and building. And pretty much did that one again all out on her own. Again, she is another winner on the Australian Athletics Tour, just over to the women's javelin. We'll be focusing in on the women's javelin over the next...
Boys, downstairs, officially 56.19 for Lauren Wells.
Oh, yes!
She's got it.
She's got it. Unbelievable. Well, you said it, Ollie. You said it.
56.19 on the board.
56.19. Let's have a chat with her.
You're kidding.
Let's get official confirmation of that. But if that's done it, Lauren Wells has just qualified for the World Championships in Beijing. Robbo's waving the red flag, I can tell you, as we just see on the screen.
Oh, she's done it! 56.19.
56.19.
Oh, she can't believe it.
Oh, my
there
God.
There she goes, pops the air. Yeah, she's going to have a chat with Tommy Nixon on the in-house presentation. Then we're going to have a chat with her as well.
We've got to have a chat.
Done it, Lynchy. Whoever's rounded that down, genius.
What a genius.
Well, it's Ollie Worm's suggestion, boys.
Wow.
They've listened to my suggestion now.
He's a big player in Victoria.
That's a big round down.
That's one of the biggest round downs I've ever seen.
I've never seen a .8 round down. She doesn't even know. I had to tell her.
No, look at that. Well, that's that breaking news. Telling athletes when they've qualified.
I feel like I just did it.
And I'll tell you what, someone else that knows how to qualify, Kelsey Lee Roberts.
Here we go.
Wow, boys, that is a huge round down, and Kelsey Lee on the runway. Boys, it's all happening here.
Yeah, it's the hour of power. We've just entered it here, and things are about to get very, very exciting indeed as we stick here with Kelsey Lee Roberts in the women's javelin. What can she do here? Roberts unleashes and dips down there. It's going to be interesting to see how this comp plays with the wind. And looked like the wind just really slammed that one down there. And Liza, you might just be able to hear her in the background. We're going to have a quick chat with her shortly. She will be absolutely ecstatic. Lynchy, how many times has she tried and failed this year to get that 56.20?
Just closer and closer and closer.
Every time, and I just thought, oh no, it hasn't happened again there. But look, what a relief for her, and we'll hear from her in a sec. But essentially what that means is if she can go to Nationals next week, win again, she's already won 7 times at
I'm pretty sure she's going to win that one.
If she can make it number 8 with that qualifier, well, it's as good as a seat on the bus to Beijing, mate.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a nice, comfortable bus ride.
Boys, Angus Gould on the runway from the nation's capital in the men's long jump, and I still can't get over that round down. Coach Matt Beckenham just texted me, that is the greatest round down in history. I made a joke saying it was going to be 56.19, and the South African won out in the javelin, and that is just beneath that qualifying standard of 61 metres from the South African.
And just for those out there, that's the Australian World Championships qualification marker there. So we're not quite sure what South Africa has put out there, but I'm sure Sinette will throw that. It is the same. All the same. Wow, there you go. Brilliant stuff. So, yeah, it's just confirmation there. It is all the same. So that is the qualifier for the World Championships. I'm not sure whether Sinette has thrown one there so far. But, yeah, fantastic stuff there for her getting so close. We can see Robbie Crowther on the runway in the men's long jump. He's trying to get the crowd involved. He's not the one who usually does that, Robbie, but as he gets towards the end of his jumps, he starts to fire the crowd up as well. Try to help him get through and over that elusive mark that we're looking for to qualify for the World Championships. 8:10 is what he needs.
Here he is, Robbie Jug Crowther. Can he crack 8 metres? Runs through, unfortunately. And Henry Frame is going to have his 6th jump, which is more than he hoped for tonight. Obviously, the red flags means he's got to have a crack. And Mossy, there is the field for the women's 400 metres.
There it is. This is one of the best fields we've seen in quite some time. It looks like it's a national championship field. From Queensland, Beth Vanderwaal. Tamsin Lewis-Manu, your legendary champion from Victoria. From Queensland, Adelaide 3 is Caitlin Sargent. Defending national championship champion winner is Morgan Mitchell out of lane 4. Annalise Ruby in lane 5. Sam Lind in lane 6. Lane 7 from Western Australia is Lindsay Pekin, and Lane 8 from Victoria is Jess Gooley. Favourite for this one will be Mitchell. Look out for Sargent, and also for Tamsin Lewis Manu. How can she go? We'll throw down to Trackside to Robbo with Lauren Wells.
Yes, thank you very much, Mossy. Speaking of 400, we're 400 hurdles. We saw something special on the track tonight. Loz Wells. Well, the initial time was a little bit over what you wanted, but it ended up being rounded down, 56.19. Just what you wanted. How happy are you?
I actually think I can't believe it. Not that I thought I couldn't run that time, but yeah, when the clock said, I thought it said 27, and then you guys are going, you got it, and I was like,
how?
Really? How?
Look,
but no, I'm absolutely wrapped.
You've been so close all season. We just stay here with Henry Frayne. He's going to have his final attempt here in the men's long jump. Come on, the Frayne train.
Can we see the white flag?
Good one.
Yes.
He gets it.
He gets it, and he's excited. And we'll get back to you there with a reading. But great to see Henry Frayne there. But Loz, the equation's fairly simple. Go up to Brisbane next week, win nationals, and you're all but there over to Beijing. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great, actually. I have been wondering for a while now if we're actually going to have 3 rounds or 2 at nationals, because I'd given myself the option that if worst came to worst, I could always go all out in the heat and then try and win the final just to get a time. So, yeah, it means I can maybe try some new stride patterns. That's what this season's been all about, just making the most of the opportunities and trying to put a good race together.
All right, well done once again. There's the Chinese flag in case you need to get excited a bit more. We're going to cross back up to upstairs for the women's 400 metres. Back up to you guys.
Yes, thanks very much, Robbo, there. You can see the girls about to go into the blocks for this start of what will be one of the big races of the meets here at the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge. It is the women's 400 metre race, and there's Morgan Mitchell, the current national champion. She's starting to build in her season. She'll be one of the favourites, but it's hard to pick, isn't it, Ollie? Because just throughout the entire field, it's littered with Australia's best.
It is, and you got someone, athletes like Annalise Ruby stepping down from 800 metres down to 400 metres, and we've seen Sargent and Morgan Mitchell have some great battles. Lindsay Pekin's been running well. Samantha Lind, Van der Waal in lane 1, and of course Tamsin Lewis Manu. She's had 1 run back since having a baby, and we see her line up in Melbourne.
Pretty much everyone in the crew that I can see there in the lineup has represented Australia at some stage.
Yeah, you're probably right, and going to be a cracking race, and we're in the starters' hands. And away in this 400 metres from the inside, Van der Waal, Lewis Manu, Sargent, Mitchell, Ruby, Lind, Pekin and Gooley as they head down the back straight, setting it up early on. Lindsay Pekin running well from Western Australia. Annalise Ruby well positioned. How her 800 metre endurance helps her as they're about to go through 200 metres pretty even. I'd probably say Lindsay Pekin on the outside, Ruby's running well, and Sargent on the inside about to make her move. Morgan Mitchell's right in contention. Less than 150 metres to go. Lindsay Pekin's put it all on the line. Annalise Ruby is going to straighten up, probably just side by side with Lindsay Pekin. Less than 100 metres to go. It's Ruby in the lead. Mitchell and Sargent. Pekin on the outside, running a great race. Still Annalise Ruby in the lead. Pekin's right up there. Morgan Mitchell. Jess Gooley down the outside. Oh, what a win. She swamped them all. Jess Gooley has swamped them all. Swooped down the outside, and Jess Gooley from lane 8, well, very similar to Ella Nelson's win in the 200 metres. I didn't really call her until the last 50 metres, and then out of nowhere, Jess Gooley has smoked them all. What a win.
Unbelievable stuff there by Jess Gooley. She wasn't in the frame at stages. Sensational stuff. She was overtaken by Lindsay Pekin before 150 metres had been done, and she just swamped them in the end. As you called there, Ollie, we're expecting Annalise Ruby, who had stepped up to the 800 metres for the start of the season, to probably have the endurance coming home. But Gooley, who's a 400 metre hurdler as well, has been absolutely sensational. As we just turn our attention back to the field, it is Kelsey Lee Roberts, the bronze medalist from the Commonwealth Games. She didn't get the best one out in her first throw. She's going to try to launch this one out. She already has a qualifier so far this season. She sets to launch it. That lovely twirl. Up it goes, and it's over the mark. Another one there. by Kelsey Lee Roberts, another World Championships qualifier. She threw one at Canberra early in the season. She's just going from strength to strength as her season continues.
And 53.22 officially for Jess Gooley. Ruby in second, 53.38. Morgan Mitchell in third, 53.52. Sargent in fourth, 53.53. Pekin in fifth, 53.68. That's a good run from the girls.
Didn't disappoint whatsoever. We threw it out there as we turn to the Adidas replay. And you can see here on... I think this is the first bend. There's Jess Gooley, who is the winner. She is just out sort of in front of Pekin, just really strong through that first 200. And Gooley being overtaken there. So in my mind, at this stage of the race, well, she's gone. But you could tell at some stage here in the next 50 metres that Lindsay Pekin will hit the wall. So you're looking for Annalise Ruby, who's fourth from the right of screen. Morgan Mitchell looks well out of it. Caitlin Sargent starting to come into the fold as well. And I think you, at this stage, Ollie, just like me, had called, well, Annalise Ruby, she's out in front. Pekin's starting to battle back in. And she's out of screen. And look at this, from nowhere, the pocket rocket from Victoria on her home crowd. Home straight, bang.
How good was that?
Takes out the W. Brilliant stuff, Jess Gooley.
That's a big win from Jess Gooley, and
massive throw down there. It was from Savet Viljoen, the South African, almost getting the Australian national record, which would be 66.62, which would be a meet record if she had gone over that red mark. But that's a huge throw by the South African. Wow. Well, Robbo called it the hour of power. Well, it's come. It's been delivered here at the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge. And now we've got Kim Mickle. Can she go one up? She's got the grit in the teeth. Launches it up. I tell you what, it's big. It's going over the red mark, I think. It is, yes. It's another World Championship qualifier for Kim. So, well, I tell you what, if you love your javelin, the treat is happening here. We're going to throw it down to the winner of the last race. And we've also got Lynchy with Tamsin Lewis-Manu.
Thank you, Mossy. Now we're here with Jess Gooley. What an absolute storming finish. Tell me your thoughts before you came into that home straight.
Well, I know that I normally have quite an okay finish, but I've never ran in lane 8 in a 4 before, so I was actually really nervous before that race. But coming around the bend, I thought, oh God, I'm actually a fair way back. Just keep pushing, and I started sort of catching everyone, so I just kept going. So I'm a bit of a heart runner, so I kind of like running people down. So what a good feeling.
Was it nice to do the 4 flat instead of the 400 hurdles this time round?
You know what? As soon as I got here, I said to Dad, my coach, I was like, when it was really windy, I was like, thank God I don't have to do hurdle 6, 7, 8 tonight. So it's a good feeling to be able to you can just push and go as hard as you can and not have 10 obstacles in your way. So
what are you going to focus on next week at Nationals? Is it going to be the 4 hurdles or the 4? It's going to be hard to do the double.
Yeah, no, I won't do the double as much as I'd like to, because it is really hard to watch everyone else out there hurdling and not being able to hurdle. But I think I'll do the 4. Like, I really haven't hurdled a great deal, so I'll probably get further this year in the 400 in terms of the potential that can happen this year rather than the hurdles. So, yeah, and don't worry, I'll be back hurdling though. So, but yeah, at this stage I'll be running the 4 flat.
Excellent, good work. Congratulations to Jess Gooley, she won. And we're going to talk to Tamsin Lewis-Manu as well now.
Good job.
Tamsin, how was that getting back out there on the track for the Melbourne World Challenge?
Well, I haven't run that slow for a very long time, but I was pretty happy with that. So
excellent. We're going to see Tom Walsh in the shot just for a quick second. Bang! Oh, getting it out there.
You know what I love? I love how loud those boys are.
Oh, they're going to cut down to the javelin. Oh, we're going to be back down here. What was it like getting back out there again in front of the crowd and just getting a good run again?
Well, I mean, it's obviously very slow, but 7 months post having Isabella, I'm just glad to be out there racing, and I was always going to go back into winter after this race and see. I just need to see where I was at, really. So post Isabella. I've been training better than 54.7, but you can never tell until you get out there and race, and so I needed to do that needed to get my ass kicked, can I say that, to realise that I got to do a big winter if I want to be able to make the team next year.
So Rio is the goal again. You're going to be back out there for that?
Oh, look, at this stage, when I was coming back from after having Isabella, it was always going to be a big ask at 36, but definitely think that I've got it in me, but we'll see. You know, I need to do the winter and then make the call, and Isabella comes first, so I'll have to see what I'm capable of doing.
I'm sure you can take her in the village with you.
She'll be allowed to come to the village, surely. She can be the mascot.
There we go. Excellent. Thank you to Tamsin, Lewis, Manu. Well done in the 400 tonight.
Well done there, Lynchy. Trackside there with the darling of the track in Australia, Tamsin, Lewis, Manu, as we see Robbie Jug Crowther in his final jump in the long jump. And we're going to go over to the women's 1,500 metres, which is just about, in fact, it's underway here.
Women's 1,500 metres, the field, Duncan, Kilgan, Delaney, Simpson, McKnight, Daniels, Lacaze, Beckwith, C, Petty, Kingdom, Buckman and Paulin is going to do the pace. So the pace looks pretty slow at this stage, and getting to the lead is Zoe Buckman in this 1,500 metres. The World Championship qualifier is 4:06.5. And it'd be great to see those girls getting close to it tonight. Angela Petty, New Zealander, has gotten to the lead with Buckman closely behind her. Trishelle Kingdom sitting nicely in third. Heidi C is in fourth. McKnight is tucked away on the inside, sitting in fifth. Our visitor from the Netherlands, Susan Kajgen, looks well positioned in around sixth, and on her outside, Genevieve Lacaze. So they're the major players early on, as we bring you the coverage of this 1,500 metres open from the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge.
You can see Petty out there, formerly Smith, Angie Petty that is. She likes to go from the front. She's not afraid to set her own pace for the run. Zoe Buckman tucked in behind her. She's represented Australia at Olympic Games and World Championships and Commonwealth Games as well. But the one to watch here is Lissy Duncan. So Lissy Duncan, and she, at the moment, she's just starting to loom up in the field with the number 4. In fact, sorry, number 1. So you see her, she's actually 4 back. So she's right at the back of the field, but don't be too concerned about that. She's maybe trialling a sit and kick today. We've seen her lead from the front in the majority of her races this season. And she'll be looking to track down the field as we go. Susan Kuiken in behind her as well. Here goes Duncan. She's starting to make her move now.
And just to let you know, Angus Gould, last attempt in the men's long jump, 7.87, has taken out the men's long jump, defeating perhaps the more fancied Crowther, Frayne, and Fabrice Lapierre. Unfortunately, fouled his first jump, then passed the next 5. But in the 1,500 metres, it is the New Zealander, Angela Petty, who's going to lead them. And we do have the clock on the screen, of course, that is unofficial. And making her way in the second, Zoe Buckman with number 12, and she's going to go into the lead. And outside of her, Melissa Duncan. She's been in great form all the way throughout the season, and she makes her way into the lead now, and running well is Heidi C, another Australian. And Trishelle Kingdom's been up there all the way, tucked away on the inside. Susan Kajgen, the Dutch visitor, she's sitting nicely in around 5th. And probably not going to see a fast time, but these girls will be racing for, obviously, to prove who is the quickest. And then, of course, championship racing coming up next week at the Australian Championships to be held in Brisbane. They get the bell as they have 400 metres to go in this women's 1,500 metres. That qualifier, 4:06.50. I don't think we'll see that tonight, but there's less than 350 metres to go, and it is Melissa Duncan in the lead. Buckman's been there the whole trip, and she's sitting nicely in second. Kajgen from the Netherlands in third. Trishelle Kingdom in fourth. She sneaks up on the inside. On the outside, Bridie Delaney makes her move, and they've got around 250 metres to go. There's 5 girls up in the lead. 200 metres to go. It's still Zoe Buckman. On the outside, it's Bridie Delaney. Trishelle Kingdom's been in third and has travelled well all the way out. Kajgen from the Netherlands in fourth. And the New Zealander, Angela Petty, still in contentions. Around 100 metres to go. Trishelle Kingdom on the outside. Kajgen from the Netherlands has some work to do. Zoe Buckman's in the lead. Can get to her. The New Zealander grits her teeth It's Buckman in the lead. Trishelle Kingdom might get there. The New Zealander swamps them all. And Buckman and the New Zealander, Angela Petty, and let's hope that Trishelle Kingdom is all right. She fell over there, was right in contention. A great finish in the women's 1,500 metres. We'll bring you the official results shortly, but what a finish in that race. Kim Mickle on the runway, it's all happening.
Here's Kim Mickle. She gets that out there.
Oh!
That looks...
Oh, that's big!
That looks mega.
So close, boys. So close to her own national record.
Wow.
That is huge by Kim Mickle, and I can feel the sense of competition by the Chinese, the South African, the US, and the own Australian compatriots as well. It's going to bring the best out of Kim Mickle. Boys, this one has still got a long way to go. That's just 3 throws in for the Australian Kim Mickle. And I tell you what, Robbo, down there, the Trishelle Kingdom, such a devastation for her. Just in that final 5 metres, she looked very, very strong out of the Scott Westcott stables. He said, so 66.57, just confirmation there, but Kingdom unfortunately went down, but she had a
second
smile
biggest throw
on her face,
ever,
which was great.
66.57, second biggest ever for Mickle.
She loves throwing
there. That's very exciting stuff there. Yeah, here's Tommy Walsh in the circle.
The big guy from New Zealand in the ring. He's quick, gets one out.
Oh, on the red tape.
Just short. Great throw from the Kiwi.
3 words for Ollie. It's all happening. It is all happening.
Just
it really is.
Just a quick one there. You mentioned Trishelle Kingdom. Well, she popped up. She looks to be okay.
All smiles.
Some
damaged ego, maybe.
No, not at all. I think she's just said, oh, I don't need to show all my cards just now. Save it up for next week.
Maybe she's going to stall.
She might be.
You see here on the Adidas replay, Kingdom in the green in the middle of the screen. Susan Kuiken working home hard, but I thought Angie Petty here, gritting her teeth, the Kiwi, she might have come into contention. Buckman, at this stage, she looked gone. Kingdom is going and, just tripped over her own shoes. Such a pity there, and it was fought out by Buckman and Petty.
Nothing untoward happening there. I don't think. I didn't see anything nasty there. It was just, just...
Unfortunate,
it was just heavy
at the wrong time, yeah.
And I think, look, she'll still be very happy with it. She was taking off the bib and giving it to some of the admiring kids there. And a great finish. We knew that was going to be a cracker all the way to the line. The men's was a good one last week too, the men's 15, but the women's very good as well.
Yeah, I think she can give herself the unofficial win there.
Yep, no, definitely.
A huge win for the Scott Westcott stable. And spoke to him earlier in the week, and he said that Trishelle's the one to watch. She ran a 10-second PB at Canberra, and now we just saw there, well, she's mixing it with the best of them. And looking forward to Nationals. That 1,500 metres is going to be an absolute treat. And speaking of treats, on the track, we have the officials putting up the hurdles. So that means none other than Sally Pearson is not going to be too far away. As the women's 100-metre hurdles.
As Matt Lynch would say, what a treat. And for those at home, you are in for a treat. And those worldwide, wherever you are, whether you're in Uganda, of course, the home of the great John Akibua, whether you're in Vietnam, New Zealand, Fiji, America, the United Kingdom, thanks for tuning in. And some great throwing up there. The big New Zealander throwing big in the shot put. The women's jab is really heating up. Sally Pearson, how quick can she go in the 100-metre hurdles tonight? Of course, she opened with around a 12.7 in Brisbane over the 100-metre hurdles, and we'll be looking for her to run hopefully quick in that opening run. Conditions here are not too bad, and the crowd's really brewing. The action was on the back straight. Angus Gould took probably an upset victory in the men's long jump, defeating perhaps the more fancied Henry Frayne, Robbie Crowther, Fabrice Lapierre. Saw Frayne and Lapierre probably having some run-up issues, but Frayne finally got one jump out in the 6th round. Great to see him having 6 jumps before the night unfolded. He didn't expect to have that many jumps. So great to see the Frayne train back, and hopefully next week jumping big in Brisbane.
Absolutely. This is the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge. You can see there Melbourne in the background. Well, this is pretty much smack bang in the middle of it. And, yeah, things are heating up there. Oop, a couple of lads there.
Good-looking blokes, those
Mossy
two.
on the left and Robbo on the right. There's Summer of Us, the hashtag, and things are continuing to flow through on there. We'll try to get them up on the screen as much as we can. But, yeah, look, plenty of action still to come. Of course, the last event of the evening is the Australian 5,000-metre championship. So that'll be pretty good. And we go down to the shot put now. Damien Birkenhead season lead up for Australia in Australia. As he stares down, he's gone a little bit wolf-like with the beard. He's trying to get this one out over the red mark. He wants to get that magic 20. He needs it. Up it goes. It looks big. And I tell you what, it's not going to be too far off his PB, which he set earlier in the season, 1985. So be interested to see how he can progress through.
Walsh is up next in the circle for the shot put. So we're being served up a chucker's treat here from both ends of the field. The javelin girls at one end, shot put boys at the other, and Tom Walsh. What can he produce here? Sets himself up. Spins, releases. That looks good out of the hand. He's happy.
That's over.
And that is over the red line. IAAF World Champs qualifier.
Oh, by good length too. I reckon that's around a 260. 2060, I think.
Well, we might see the meet record fall here, Lynchy. From memory, about 30 centimetres less than a 2060, so...
Okay, boys, I might just cut over the top. We have the introductions now to the women's 100-metre hurdles, and we've already had Elizabeth Clay, Rochelle Goster and Ravinda Gill. And I tell you what, here we go. In lane 6, Eliana Seymour from Australia. That leaves us with 2 more to come out of the tunnel. And these 2 are the most popular hurdlers we've ever seen for the females.
Is she going to dance out of it?
In lane 4 from Australia, there she is, the dancing diva of the hurdles, Michelle Jenica. She'll pop on out, do a little bit of a dance. There it is. And the last out of the tunnel. Well, she's done it all. She's been a champion at Commonwealth, Olympic and World Championship level. None other than Sally Pearson.
There she is, one of the all-time greats of Australian sport, Sally Pearson. What can she pop out here today? Her coach, Ash Marnie, watching on, hoping for a big run from Sally Pearson. And Zoe Buckman, just to confirm, was the winner of the 1500 metres. 4:17.27 the winning time in that great finish. And Mossy, you got the start list for us on the screen.
Seymour, Costa, Pearson, Jenica, Clay and Gill.
Great to have those class athletes. And, of course, the one to watch is Sally Pearson. Jenica's had a good season. She's really edging towards, you know, being a force on the world stage. You know, anything under that 13-second barrier can make you competitive, but no doubt this is the athlete to watch, Mossy.
Yeah, look at that there. Look at that honour roll. Wow. Absolutely sensational. 11-time national champion at the bottom, and she's won gold at Olympic, World Champs, also at Commonwealth Games. She's won silver at everything there except for comms. She's always won a gold. She's just sensational. She's the current Australian record holder. Sally Pearson, what a superstar. A very quick chick, one of Adidas's stars in the stable there, and she'll do this one in a canter. But probably the one story is Michelle Jenica. Can she push her claims as well for another representation of Australia, this time at the World Championship? The qualifier for the women in the 100-metre hurdles is 13 flat. So 13 flat is what is required.
And great to see the athletes really repping that purple Adidas kit. I'm loving it, very distinctive, and we do love the 3 stripes, of course, sponsors of the tour itself, and kitting us out with our gear. And of course the athletes, people like Sally Pearson, Henry Frayne, Robbie Crowther, just to name a few. And thank you, Adidas, for your support throughout the tour. You can see the 10 flights of hurdles set out there. Mossy, have you ever done a hurdles race before?
Yes, I did.
Yep. Really?
75-metre hurdles,
Yes.
might have been.
75?
Yes, back in Bathurst Little Athletics Club.
It's a very unique distance.
It was. I'm pretty. It was 75, maybe 70. I'm sure it was small anyway. Yeah. Let's just say the career didn't last too long. I was the district champion after all, but if you look here, look at the size of the crowd here at Melbourne.
Wow.
Fantastic stuff, and you can see them all lined up on the track there, which is just great. It's fantastic to see such a big crowd come out here. They love their sport in Melbourne. They love their athletics, and just showing once again why they are the premium city for sport in Australia. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to come down to Melbourne, why don't you? There's everything if you're from somewhere else in the world, come down here, got everything, but make sure you stay at one of the Art Series hotels.
I was going to say, Mossy, where else would you rather stay than one of the Art Series hotels? We can see they've got a little area down there for the VIPs. And
the hardest problem with the Art Series is deciding which of the three you want to stay at.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've actually stayed there despite being living in Melbourne, and I was very impressed. It's luxurious, trendy, modern, and certainly if you do have to book some accommodation, get down to the Art Series and book some great clothes. Sorry, some great
you can get
accommodation.
Because they have great the bathrobes. That's for
yes,
sure.
that was what I meant. The bathrobes.
There's Michelle Jenica doing her start of her little dance. A bit tame. We see here Kim Mickle on the runway. Up she goes, launching it out. Hasn't quite gotten a perch on that one. The wind seemingly holding that one up. She got the red flag as well. It's Michelle Jenica there. Jenica with the 5. And Sally Pearson, just absolutely...
Oh, there goes Shelley. Dancing away. Those worldwide people who have tuned in, probably just to watch her. She's a bit of a superstar. If you look on YouTube, and she's trending in All Athletics. I think she's the most viewed athlete on allathletics.com. So certainly he's got a pretty good worldwide presence. And also Sally Pearson, because she is one of the all-time greats of the sport. And you can see the girls getting ready to go into their blocks, and the conditions pretty nice down here. I must admit, I wouldn't mind to be running out there myself. And we see some of the action. And of course, the one to watch here, Sally Pearson in the women's 100-metre hurdles. Away in the hurdles, and Pearson's off to a good start. Running well is Jenicke on the outside of her, but Sally Pearson is in the lead. Running well on the outside of her is Jenicke. Liz Clay trying to reel them in, but Sally Pearson, no doubt about our winner. 12.95 with a plus 0.3 for Sally Pearson, the greatest sprint hurdler of all time in Australia, Australian record holder. We went through accolades before this. Of course, Olympic gold, World Champs medals, Commonwealth Games medals, national titles. Imagine at home in the pool room how many medals and trophies and awards she's got.
Well, speaking to her husband Kieran, they've actually had to get a bigger house to have a bigger pool room to put all these trophies that she's got. She's won many Diamond League appearances as well, and such a great ambassador for the sport here in Australia. And you can see there she's doing her commitments to the media.
They love her down here. The media, everyone, the kids. As the race was running, as she was moving down over the hurdles, the kids were actually trying to follow her to get down to the finish line and get a signature as soon as possible.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the Adidas replay where this one was won and run, and it's pretty much won at this stage, I think we could say. She has got one of the best starts in the business. But the other competitors in the field obviously get to see the back of Sally Pearson very, very quickly. As you see there, she's the first one up over the hurdles. Jenica wasn't too far away. I thought at this stage, hang on, she may get up and push her there to be very, very close. But at that stage there, Sally just puts on the afterburners and gets faster and faster. And a nice dip there at the line by both her and Michelle Jenica. Yeah. And a unofficial 12.95, I think it was. And which most probably will see Michelle Jenica not making that magical mark that she needs, which is a 13 flat to get her way over there to China. And there she is, Michelle Jenica. And she ran a 13.04 earlier in the season in Canberra. But yeah, she's not far off it, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jenica really was with her probably to the 6th hurdle, I'd say. And then obviously I thought Sally Pearson had it won after the start she got. But certainly Jenica wasn't disgraced there, put herself in contention, and she's certainly heading in the right direction. And you can see the official results, 12.93 for Pearson, 13.22 for Jenica, and the New Zealander, Rochelle Costa, 13.78 in third, and Liz Clay, 13.96 for fourth. We see the women's 100-metre runners warming up. It's not too warm in Melbourne, it's just getting a bit chilly. The tailwind recorded for our last race, plus 0.3, so wind's not really an issue, but let's hope we can see the girls pumping out some quick times, and Robbo Robbo's got a special guest down there. Robbo, who you got, mate?
I've got Sally Pearson down here, and she's got another World Champs qualifier, another race over the sticks. Sal, how was it from your perspective tonight?
Very disappointing. Unfortunately, the winds turned around right at the start line. We've been trying to get them to turn it around so that we have the wind in our favour, but unfortunately that wasn't today, and you can't beat the conditions.
You had it pretty windy last year as well, I remember, down here.
Yeah, in the hurdles was okay, but in the 100 metres it was a minus 4-point headwind, so I'm not sure why they just didn't keep it on the back straight the whole time.
Tell me, I read in the week talking about entertaining the crowd, and I want to just quickly talk about that. You're a bit disappointed with that run tonight, but look at the crowd here tonight. You've got people lining up to have a chat with you. You must be thrilled to see the strength of athletics in Australia and seeing the crowds coming out for this event.
Yeah, it's definitely really exciting that we can fill a crowd, fill a stadium, with a huge crowd like this, especially for athletics. You know, we struggle sometimes, so it's good to see everyone really excited to be here.
We look forward to seeing you at Nationals next week, back up in Queensland, back in the heat, and hopefully no winds up there, and we look forward to seeing you entertain the crowd even more for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Back up to you.
Thanks.
Dave Robbo, trackside there with the winner of the women's 100-metre hurdle, Sally Pearson. Here's the starting lineup for the women's 100-metre. From the Cook Islands in lane 2 is Patricia Tea. From lane 3, from New South Wales, Nana Awusu Afri. Lane 4, Christine Wern from Australia. Lane 5, the fastest female ever over this distance with a PB of 11:11, it's Melissa Breen. Lane 6, your Commonwealth Games representative from Victoria, Ashley Whittaker. In lane 7, from Australia, Sophie Figuera. And in lane 8, rounding out the field from Australia, Brittany Burkett.
Mossy, great field assembled, and Melissa Breen should be looking for another solid run. I don't think we're going to see an amazing time tonight. We saw Pearson with a solid run over the hurdles, but anything, I think, in the 11:30 odd region for Melissa Breen would be a big tick, and then she'll want to go to Brisbane next week, hopefully get a 2.0 metre tail in and get some warm conditions and really challenge and get as close as possible to a personal best. And she's got a big season ahead of her. She's heading in the right direction. She's been running a lot more 200s, and Matt Beckenham and her have got a long-term plan they're sticking to, and she's heading in the right direction. Whittaker also, she's been in good form, and Christine Wern is always around the money. And you can see we're going to get some of Melissa Breen's accolades. Of course, she's been a top athlete, 4 national titles for her, and the fastest Australian 100-metre runner of all time, 11:11, our national record. Mossy, pretty impressive.
Oh, she's very, very impressive, and what a number that is, 11:11, which she set last season in Canberra. She's a huge, huge sprinter here in Australia, coached by Maddie Beckenham from the Maddie B department in the Australian Capital Territory. And yeah, she'll be out-and-out favourite here, red-hot favourite for another victory at the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge. Such a legend, such a star, but a very down-to-earth girl as well, and she's a self-confessed mall rat. In her spare time, she likes to go to the Belco Mall.
Yep.
Have a bit of a look around, a bit of a food, a bit of a shop. That's what she likes to do.
Yeah, I used to join them a bit when I was living in the nation's capital, and normally train in the morning around 9:30 or 10, and then head to the mall after and get some sushi, stuff like that. And then she'd always be back in the afternoon training. She's a hard worker, Breenie, and that's one of the reasons why she's run 11:11, because she's a hard worker.
You don't get success without work. That's for
indeed. Sure. So let's see what she can pump out here. Matt Beckenham watching at home, and he'll want to see a victory for her, but of course execute some of the things we're working on in training. We'll see Kim Mickle. That's pretty much spot on, 61 metres. And away in this 100 metres, Breen off to a great start. Whittaker's going with her, and on the inside of them it's Wern. Breen looking like she's going to run away with this. Whittaker's going with her, but Melissa Breen digs deep and takes out the 100 metres. 11:55 the winning time, minus 1.3. Unfortunately, not great conditions for sprinting, but Melissa Breen takes out the women's 100 metre sprint, and Ash Whittaker gave her a bit of a battle up to around the 50 or 60 metre mark, but then Mel Breen dug deep and kicked clear.
You can see there the unofficial time of 11:52 for Melissa Breen of the ACT, and she continues her winning form on the Australian Athletics Tour. And the win there in 11:52. Ash Whittaker from Victoria of Australia in 11:62, and Christine Wern went sub 12 with an 11:99 to take out third place here at the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge, and there's plenty of action still going on out at the javelin. See, Sunette Vilhun has gone up. She's gone big and short.
That's 61 metres approximately again, and good run from Christine Wern in third. I always actually get confused when I was back competing. When I hear the name Wern, I always thought Worm Mossy. I always thought, oh, they're saying my name, but not to be. But going to go down to Robbo shortly. He'll be joined by a big man, a big, very big man indeed, one of the shot putters, and we're not too far away from the men's 800 metres. That's going to be a cracker.
And we'll throw it down trackside to Dave Robbo with the winner of the men's shot put. It is Damien Birkenhead. Tommy Walsh. And David Birkenhead with him.
Thank you very much, Mossy. I've got two of the biggest fellas in the stadium here tonight, Tommy Walsh, Damien Birkenhead. Tommy, you took out the win tonight, mate, 21-37. You must be pretty thrilled with that.
Yeah, mate, pretty happy. You know, that's a good way to end the New Zealand kind of Aussie season off with a area record. So I'm pretty happy, mate, and it's awesome to have Damo getting up as well with a new PB.
Yeah, awesome. So Oceana record, you co-held the previous mark. Now it's all yours.
Yeah. So I took it off old Scotty Martin.
Well, you've taken another thing off him tonight, the meet record of 21-27. That's gone too. But mate, you're obviously throwing well. Tell us about the Kiwi throwing comps you've had recently. You've had your nationals, but you also had the big shot down in Christchurch. That was fun.
Yeah, it was, mate. So we had the big shot down in the street in Christchurch, and it was cool to have Ryan Whiting out, and Damo was there as well, so it was good to have him along. And then we had another comp the next day, the Auckland Track Classic, which was pretty good as well, and it was good for both of us to improve from there.
And mate, the Kiwis have had a win in the cricket today as well, so you've had a great day.
Well, hey mate, what more could I ask for, eh?
Just don't beat us in the final. Now, Damo, let's have a quick chat with you, mate. You must be thrilled here on your home patch to get a performance like that under your belt.
Absolutely. It's been my goal to throw 20 metres for ages, and I just couldn't really ask for more than that.
We saw you in the first round of the tour up at the Hunter Track Classic. Yeah. The second round, 1984, I think you were that day. You've been peppering 20 metres for so long. Did you know you had it in you? It was coming pretty soon?
Well, I sure hoped it would come. I thought, if I got it right in the day, I'd hopefully get it one comp or another. But yeah, I was coming in today. I was pretty confident myself. So yeah.
Excellent, mate. And next step, the World Champs qualifier.
Yeah, I hope so.
Another few centimetres, maybe up at Nationals next week.
Well, hopefully. I'll just say yes, just for the hell of it.
All right, good man. That's what I want to see. Very good positivity. Well, thanks a lot, boys.
Thank you.
And quick one, who's going to win the cricket, Damo?
Well, probably Tom. He'll enter a late entry, but Australia.
There you go. Good to see Trans-Tasman battle in the shot put down the cricket. Thanks, boys. Back up to you guys.
Yes, thanks very much there by Dave Robbo. And you see over there, looks like it's Kelsey Lee Roberts. No, it's not in the jav. It's one of our Peters, our Kiwi contingent who's come across here. She launches that one out. It's a fair dig as well. She gets up over the sort of 50-metre mark, and we've got a short distance and then a couple of middle distance. But first, here it is, the short one, the men's 100-metre final. In lane 2 from Australia, it's Will Johns. Lane 3 from Australia is Luke Stevens. Lane 4 from Australia, Andrew McCabe. Lane 5 from Australia is Alexander Hartman. The first of our Oceana boys from Papua New Guinea in lane 6 is Banuva Tabakathoro, and in lane 7 from Fiji, it's Rodman Teltal.
Thank you, Mossy, and that's a tough name to pronounce. Tabakakoro, the Fijian, but we'll do our very best to get that one right. And good to see some of the Fijians in the field. And the athletes going into the blocks.
Oliworm, Banuve Mtambakatoro.
Thanks.
We went through it, didn't we, Lynchy? We went through it.
I can't pronounce
20 times we went through it.
Spoken in fluent Fijian there, Matt Lynch. Japanese Fijian, nothing he can't do.
Yes, Matt Lynch, certainly the king of pronouncing those tough names. And in the starter's hands. And it looks like on the outside, Rodman Tetul, bit of a jolt in that set position, so he could be in a bit of trouble. And the athletes being called back, and we'll just wait and see the fate of the athletes, whether someone may well be disqualified. We hope not, for one of the Islanders. Come all this way. And just having a chat to the athletes, and the Adidas replay, we'll just watch that and see if in fact there was any movements or false starts, but looks like no one is going to be disqualified. They get the green card. And the athletes going into their blocks for take 2. And we've got 6 athletes to go to battle in this men's 100 metres open. And then shortly after this, the men's 800 metres. We're looking forward to seeing the world record holder, David Rudisha. Away cleanly this time, and Telto on the outside running well. Tabakuro, he starts to run away with it. It's the big man, Benube Takakuro, running away in the men's 100 metres. McCabe runs well, and Luke Stevens third. But no doubt about our winner. The Fijian gets the win. Tabakuro, I'll let Matt Lynch pronounce the winner.
Benube Tambakatoro.
That is a great pronunciation from Matt Lynch. Thanks for helping me out.
Nah, no worries, mate.
And Kelsey Lee Roberts chucking a big one over 61 metres. And boys, I don't know about you, but I'm getting excited for the men's 800 metres. It's going to be a cracker.
10:46 with a plus 1.2 for Benube Tambakatoro. McCabe in second, Luke Stevens in third place.
Kim Mickle in the javelin is on the runway.
Oh, here comes Mickle. She's in second place at the moment, behind the South African. Last round.
All right, let's go, Kim Mickle. This was the scene.
Did she do it in the last round last year? I think so.
Come on, Kim. She releases, she gets it out there. It's all or nothing. That travels well. And,
oh,
so close. And Kim Mickle, well, she's going to need to... She's going to need to settle there for second place tonight. But look, I think she'll be pretty happy. She's had that niggling Achilles. She hasn't thrown much this season. We only saw her in Perth.
Not since Perth, so good to see she's out there throwing big. But we might see something happening down there in the tunnel. We might be seeing those men's 800 metre runners.
Oh, Lynchy, it's almost time. Rhodesha. Second time in 2 weeks. We saw it in Sydney last week.
Now joined by 2 more, Ars, Ralph and Rising.
Yes, well, throw them in the mix. And this is going to be a ding-dong battle. And look, there's no one has left their seat here in the crowd. In fact,
why would they?
They are flocking. So this is going to be very exciting. Here we go, Sunette. And if you're watching in South Africa,
of course
get behind. Get behind your throw. It's good morning. You're having your breakfast over there.
Seen New Zealand take out the shot put. South Africa's taken out the jav. No Indians competing today.
Silver medalist from Glasgow. Viljoen.
Well, that's big.
Can she get it out?
Oh, it's
not
just dropped early. But she's going to win 66-62. Sunette Viljoen. 2 more events left out here at the 2015 Melbourne World Challenge. The men's 800 and the men's 5,000 Australian Championship race. And the crowd getting close to the fence here. There it is, and it's surrounding that tunnel as they're going to chuck it up back to Mossy and Wormy to call out these 800 metre runners.
Yeah, just confirming the winner of the women's javelin was Sunette Viljoen from South Africa, and the winning distance was 66.62. So she spoiled our party in Glasgow, and she spoiled it once again here at the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge. But look, that kind of currency is accepted because
Mossy,
brilliant stuff there by our javelin throwers.
I'm pumped. I am pumped, boys. And Mossy's going to let us know why.
Well, you're pumped because you're sitting right next to me, and Ollie, you're not the only person that's ever felt like that, mate. No, it is because we're about to see the introduction to the starting lineup for your men's 800 metres. You can see there coming out of the tunnel first from Kenya. He'll be out of lane 9, Sammy Tangui. He'll be the pace marker today.
Best job in the world, that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming out lane 8. Coming out second was Dylan Stenson, 26 years of age, South Australian, former soccer player. He's a 147.33. That man coming out is Peter Bowl from Western Australia. He is a rising star with a 146.51 this year, set earlier at Perth. Coming out next is Timus Harrick. You can see him there, 21 years old from Victoria, going well this season so far. Luke Matthews is a young fella, only 19 years of age. His PB last week, 147.60. Here we go, one of the big names returning back to the field, the current national champion. It is Joshua Ralph from New South Wales, and Ralphie coming back from that broken bone in his left foot and hamstring injury at the start of the season as well. And now it starts to really heat up, guys. As I can tell you here, Jared West, 26 years of age. He represented Australia at the World Relays as well. He's been running well this season, but guys, here we come. One of the greatest runners we've ever had over the shorter distances. None other than 28-year-old Victorian Jeff Risley.
What a field.
Represented Australia at London, Beijing, and he was 5th at Glasgow. But here we go, the current Australian equal national record holder, 22 years of age, from Victoria. It's Alex Rowe.
Look at him go, Alex Rowe, the big fella.
Yeah, but boys, it doesn't get any bigger than this. Again, on our soil, we saw him last week at Sydney, the Olympic champion, the world record holder, the king of Kenya, none other than the very own David Rudisha.
He loves it, look at him. Look how happy he is to be here. The gentleman from Kenya.
Give us a wave, David. Come on, mate.
The fastest man of all time does not get any bigger than David Rudisha. Sub 141, 800 metres. It's off this planet how quick this guy is, and we're privileged to have him here.
What's it feel like down there, Robbo? No, the boys are off. They've dropped their microphones and ran.
I can tell you, Mossy, I'm feeling the vibe. Everyone can get actually out there on the track. They're opening up sort of lane 5 hours. You can be on the track and get close to the action. So they're letting people get as close as they can. And you can see David Rudisha, one of the smoothest movers. He is an absolute specimen all the way from Kenya. And that 145 he ran last week, I'd expect him to come on from that. And
there it is, our start.
There it is, on a confirmed star list.
Yeah, Matthews, West, Rowe, Risley, Stenson, Ralph, Rudisha, Harrick. The one that's going to be watched here is definitely Rudisha. And just flipping it over the page, it's Peter Bolt and Sammy Tangri, the pacemaker from Kenya. But yes, the ones we need to watch there, David Rudisha, and can he drag along Alex Rowe to a national record? Will Jeff Risley pop up and say, you know what, I was 0.08 off that, and I tell you what, he may well be the surprise factor, or Josh Ralph, who's in about 147 shape, he told me, so he's looking to the European season for his World Championship qualifying attempt. And big crowd. You can see that the stands are starting to empty because they're allowed to come down onto the track, as Ollie's already mentioned. You can see him there in the final bend. And, well, I tell you what, there's only one better seat in the house, and that's in that bed over there.
Woo! This is going to be an absolute cracker. Alex Rowe, he would not have been happy with his run in Sydney. He's going to want redemption. Pacemaker Tangui, be interesting to see what sort of pace he takes the boys through in. And Risley, he's a real great racer in these sort of races, and no doubt watch for him coming home late. We saw him defeat Alex Rowe in Adelaide, but we saw Alex Rowe open up very early on the season with a 145 low. And it's all happening here at Lakeside Stadium, the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge.
Ollie, we're very excited down here. We can almost touch the athletes where we are here. Very, very exciting. Can the kid from St Kevin's, can he stick with the boy from St Patrick's? This is going to be very exciting.
So the qualifier, 146 flat. The Australian record, 144.40.
Away in this 800 metres, Luke Matthews on the inside, West, Rowe, Risley, Stenson, Ralph, Rudisha, Harrick, Bowl and Tangui. Tangui is going to take them down the back straight. Rudisha going with them, and Alex Rowe on the inside is prominent early on. Jeff Rice with a tall figure. Watch for him coming home late. He's in the light yellow singlet as they go through 200, around 24 seconds. Tangui's running out in front, free-flowing action. Risley's right up there. Alex Rowe is in third, and just behind him is Stenson, who's had a great season. Jared West sits behind him. Timus Harrick, Josh Ralph, and behind him is Peter Bowl. So Tanguy takes him through, looking comfortable in front. Look at Rhodesia. He moves so well. In third, it's Alex Rowe. They're going to go through, get the bell. 51.12, a touch slower than what they went through in Sydney. Now Rhodesia comes into his own. Can Alex Rowe go with him this time? And look at Risley poised to swoop home late. 300 metres to go and down the back straight. The greatest 800-metre runner of all time. It's David Rhodesia. Rowe sits in second. Risley's in fourth, and West is in fifth. Luke Matthews, watch for him, swooping home late. 200 metres to go. It's Rhodesia. Alex Rowe is in touch. Jeff Risley's up there. Can we see an upset? 150 metres to go. It's still David Rhodesia in the lead. Alex Rowe's in second, and Risley's in third. Stenson's in fourth. Rhodesia's in the lead. Look at Jeff Risley. Risley gets out. Rhodesia's in the lead. Can Jeff Risley get to him? Rhodesia, the greatest of all time. Risley won't get there, but what a run from David Rhodesia. 1:44.97. And Jeff Risley, just for a moment there, we thought Risley could challenge the world record holder. Alex Rowe may hold on for third, but that is class from David Rhodesia. When kept strong, and great run from Rhodesia, and Jeff Risley, hats off to him. He has put on an absolute show for his home crowd, and that is the race we all wanted to see. 1:44.94 officially for David Rhodesia. Jeff Risley, 1:45.29. He's in shape. And Alex Rowe in third, 1:47.11. Josh Routh in fourth, 1:47.52. And in fifth, Dylan Stenson, 1:47.84. And Jared West in sixth, 1:40. What a race.
Well, as I said, could it be Jeff Risley who upstaged them all? He's a sensational runner. He was the fifth at last year's Glasgow Commonwealth Games in the 1,500 metres. He's the third fastest of Australian of all time over this distance, and he didn't disappoint. It almost looked like it was going to be there, but unfortunately he couldn't get there. But David Rhodesia taking it out in the end, and Jeff Risley and Alex Rowe with the 1:47. So I'd be interested to hear from him as to how he felt his race plan went and whether he executed it and where he's at from here. And you can see just a little embrace there by Rhodesia and Risley. And plenty of the crowd down here just trying to get a piece, a bit of DNA of David Rhodesia. As we'll look on the screen for the Adidas replays, you can see here 3 runners in contention with Stenson stuck in behind there in blue from South Australia. Rhodesia looks to, at this stage, is going to fly away with it. Rowe, he's hit the wall, he's gone, but here goes Risley, gritting the teeth, really thinking, hang on, I might have this guy here. But I tell you what, he would have heard the footsteps in the deep rest, David Rhodesia of Jeff Risley, and he just pushed it down that last 15 metres to take out the Melbourne IAAF World Challenge and the final event of the Australian Athletics Tour as well. Trackside down there with Robbo, or do we have Lynchy? No, we have neither. Okay, so the next event on the card is the final event we have, which is the men's 5,000 metres. And the crowd, well, they're not going anywhere. They've come to see this man, David Rhodesia, and they've seen it. Throwing it down now, Trackside, the boys who felt it the whole way, and the energy and the DNA. It is Dave Robbo and Matt Lynch.
Yeah, we're hoping a bit of that DNA might have rubbed off on us down here. We'd love to run some fast times like that. But we're going to have a quick chat with Jeffrey Risley there, Lynchy, and we'll hopefully get David Rhodesia as well. Yeah. He's being absolutely mobbed for autographs at the moment. We saw it in Sydney last week. We're seeing it again here, the Rhodesia factor. But wasn't that an exciting finish?
Mate, I thought Risley was going to get in there. He's winding up, but just Rhodesia's too comfortable. He knew what was going on. He knew he had something left in the tank. We might be able to even get a chance to chat to Kim Mickle.
Yes.
A little bit later too. We saw her sneak past after the javelin.
Yep. No, she looked like she had a tail up. She looked very happy with her comp, and so she should be. And given the fact that she hasn't thrown a lot this season, she's come out here and given her own national record a good shake at the place where she recorded it last year. That's exciting, and yeah, let's see what she can do for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, maybe next week when she throws up in Brisbane, that was where the men's record in the javelin was thrown. Jared Bannister, 89 metres, so maybe she can touch up. Maybe she can touch a 70.
Yeah, well, loving the 70s. Let's push into that. That'd be fantastic.
We've got it. We've got Ruck and Harradine and Danny. They're all trying to get 70.
Well,
Who's going to get it first?
Some shirts up.
Yeah,
and we won't interview them until they get 70. That'll make them hungry.
Hashtag hungry for 70.
That's right. Look, stick around, folks, because we've got the national 5,000 metre championships for the men coming up very shortly. And look at the crowd. Looks like they're going to be invited to stay down on the track here, Lynchy. It's one of the great innovations they do here at Lakeside Stadium. The crowd can get so close to the track and literally feel the energy and maybe grab a little bit of the sweat off some of these athletes.
Yeah, well, it's not much of a chance you see people getting that close to Rhodesia. And that could be a dream come true for a lot of those athletes and fans.
We can see up there the 200 metre mark, and they're not far away from a start here. So we're going to capture the start of this race, and we might be able to just slice in a few interviews while it's going, but we'll keep you up to date with what's happening. And this is going to be a cracker. Davey McNeil, Benny St Lawrence, Brett Robinson. Well, Robinson took out the first 5,000 of the tour down in Hobart earlier this year. And 13.23, off the top of my head, I think that's about the World Champs qualifier. So these guys are certainly capable of that. So let's see how close they can go tonight. Let's remember that a qualifier and a win here, being a national championship, will virtually get you a spot on the plane to Beijing for the World Champs.
That might be automatic. Yeah, first time it's not been held at National Champs, I think, for a while. I remember 2013, Cameron Page kicked past Benson Lawrence to set the meet record, I think around 13.28, 13.29. So that's the meet record for this, and no pacemaker out there, as it is a National Champs. We were trying to get another Kenyan athlete out here, unfortunately pulling out at the last minute, but I reckon the boys are going to have to set the pace themselves and really have attack that 13.23. We'll be trying to give you some splits and target times for these guys as they run around. About to get underway.
Looks like yellow is the popular colour to wear this year for the 5,000 metre boys.
A few Nike fans out there, I think.
See some cords out as well.
Adidas is
one of the in.
We love our Adidas though. Adidas is the choice of David Rhodesia, of course, the world record holder.
And they're away there. So 12.5 lap journey for these boys. Who will come out on top and be crowned the national champion 2015? We'll see what sort of pace they're going to be doing early on here. Will it be a typical championship more run for a time here? You'd love to see them go quick, but often these races have a bit of a way of just, you know, being more of a sit and kick option.
Yeah, you got to see them wind up, I reckon.
No, unopened.
And we're going to bring up the start list very shortly, just so you know who you are cheering on here at home. So here we go for a start list, and as we mentioned, Davey McNeil, Riley Cox. We've got from Great Britain, but he's an Aussie mostly, Benny Moreau, Stuart McSwain, Jack Rayner, Brenton Rowe, from representing Austria, also here in Australia, Benny St Lawrence, Liam Adams. Well, Benny St Lawrence, sorry, he came second last year behind Coech, and Jeff C, Malcolm Hicks from New Zealand. Mitch Brown from Australia recently ran a PB over there in New Zealand, in Auckland. Brett Robinson, arguably one of the favourites here. Jackson Elliott and Dua Yoa. They're your starters in the men's 5,000 metres. And you can see them coming around here now. This will be coming up to 600 metres for the boys. And we've got the clock running for you tonight, so hopefully you might have your stopwatches out, getting a few splits. And they're fairly strung out here at the moment. And we're going to see if we can grab a quick chat with Jeff Risley. He's just cheering on his boys. And I've got Jeff here now with me. And, mate, congratulations. Second place behind the great David Rhodesia. First Aussie home tonight. You really wound it up there and you kicked home strong.
Yeah, no, I felt good. I watched the 800 last week and they went out pretty hard and they weren't real strong in the last 100, so I knew if I could just be there, I was a chance. And, yeah, swinging into 100 to go, I was a bit surprised how close he was, because he normally really puts it on the line from sort of 250, 200 out and 150 and winds it up. And Rowe was right on him and I was right on Rowe, and I was thinking, all right, come on, you got to swing out. And with 60 to go, I gave myself a bit of a chance, and then he just kind of went away a bit. So,
and with the time, mate, a world champs qualifier there. From memory, when was the last time you ran that quick for 800?
2012, around 145.6 here, and I've run 145.6 a lot in Australia, but that's probably the quickest I've run. So, yeah, that was the #1 objective. I just needed to literally get the A qualifier tonight. It didn't really matter where I came. I just wanted Beijing sorted out and, just move on. So
excellent, mate. We can hear the crowd in the background. I think they're screaming for you, mate, to go and have a quick chat and maybe an autograph. Thanks very much, Jeff Risley. Congratulations, well done. And we're joined here now by athlete David Rudisha. Congratulations once again. You've come back to Melbourne and you've got the win tonight, but you were pushed all the way.
Yeah, it was another good race here, just exactly what I was looking for, improving from last race here in Sydney, to 144. I think I'm happy because I'm getting my target.
Very good, and you nailed what you wanted last week. You've done the same here as well. You're going to come back to Australia again? I know you enjoy starting your season out here.
Well, I've always been liking, Australia, and every time I'm starting my season and I'm good, in good shape, without any problem, because the last 2 years I've been facing, challenges with injury. So almost every time I've been coming here since 2010.
And I read today in a newspaper article, Rudisha, the Kiswahili word for return, and we definitely hope you do return, and we'd like to present you with a little gift here to say thank you for coming out and visiting us. And this is Jumpy, the kangaroo, and we'd love you to take him back to Kenya.
Wow, thank you.
All right, there you go. Dave Rudisha, have a great rest of the season. All the best in Beijing, where we hope you can go all the way and get that gold medal.
Thank you very much.
All right, there we go. What a privilege. So there you go. Not often you get to speak with the king. Athletics royalty there. And it's a delight, and I can tell you what, the crowd is still very thick here, and I've got Ollie Worm beside me, and Ollie, I've still got goosebumps up and down my arms, mate, to be in the presence of greatness like that. But Jeff Risley, what a run as well.
Fantastic run from Jeff Risley, and look, at about 40 metres to go, I really thought that he was going to give the world record holder a real run for his money, but a class runner like David Rudisha stays strong, held his form and stormed home, and that's one of the reasons why he's the greatest runner of all time. And it's amazing to see the crowd, how excited they are by him, and he's down here signing autographs for everyone. He's a great man, a gentleman of the sport.
Yeah, and what a thrill to have him here, and well done to Athletics Australia for helping to make that happen. And look, the Rudisha factor, it's been phenomenal, but let's now stick our attention back on this men's championship 5,000 metre race. And here we have Benny St Lawrence. Well, he's just come to the front now as the pacer just falls off. Pardon me, wouldn't be the pacer because we don't have official pacemakers in this race, being a championship race. But Benny St Lawrence, the clean-shaven St Lawrence, he was here last year with a rough bit of growth, and he's taken it all off. But yeah, Benny St Lawrence out in front now at the moment, and we're coming up to 3,200 metres to go here. So we'll be able to get a 2K split very shortly.
And looking really comfortable in around third position is Dave McNeil, and closely behind him, Robinson looking great. Brett Robinson, well positioned.
Pardon me, 2,800 to go now. So we've been through.
And the American sits nicely in second. Jeff C, just behind them in fifth. It's the athlete Malcolm Hicks, the New Zealander. So they're the top five at this stage, and Benny Saint looking very comfortable in front, and no stranger to being in this position at this part of the race. We've got a lot of great athletes down here who are eager to talk to us.
Look at this, Ollie Worm. Shot of the skyline here.
That is absolutely beautiful. Look at that, the Eureka Tower. You can see the Melbourne CBD. What a place. Where else would you rather be now?
You work at the top of that one on the right there.
Yeah, I do, mate. Actually, the ANZ building, 55 Collins Street, level 40, if you want to hunt me down. But, yeah, it is a great city and the sporting capital of the world. Got another special guest coming your way, Robbo.
Yeah, look, I've dined out on special guests tonight, and we've got another one here, and we might even get our cameraman to do a bit of work. As David Rudisha just butts past there.
I should have dropped the shoulder.
How far can he? He'd probably throw a javelin all right.
He's got some long arms on him. I'm kind of glad he does the 800 and not the javelin, because I think we'd all look terrible.
If you want to do some research on it, the Mossy Olympics, David is a patron of that, and I believe there's throwing spears, there's doing some high jump and vertical jumps, and I'd say he'd be pretty natural.
oh, well, I should do that then, even though I can't jump or run or do anything else. But, God, make the jab look impressive.
Now, tell us about what you can do very well and throw that javelin out. And you've done it again tonight. You must have thought, hang on, I'm in the business here again. So close to that national record, which you set here almost a year ago to the day.
Yeah, oh, look, coming second to a 66-metre throw is okay. I'm fine with that. If I throw 66 at every comp and not win, that's fine. But, yeah, when I saw it flying, I didn't hit it all that well either, but it just kept going. And I thought, oh, my God, it's got to go as far as...
We had to duck for cover. We thought we were going to get hit down here. It would look so good.
Oh, my second throw, I think, did a bit of a flip and a twist in the air, so the wind was doing all sorts of things.
It was a leg break, I think.
Yeah, good old Warnie. Now, I've been watching too much of the World Cup, so, yeah, I should actually start watching a bit of javelin, maybe.
How's the health? How's the body? Achilles, that's all going well now?
Good, yeah. I felt a bit like lackluster in the last few rounds, but then still ended up popping out a 64 on my last one. So
just two Ks to go there, and there we go, the men. And the headbanded Mitch Brown there looking pretty good there. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
That's right. I was actually going to be a pacemaker, but they didn't want a 2-minute first lap, so they said no.
Well, they'll know who to call next time they do. Now, tell us, building up, you've got Nationals next week, and then we've got some international meets for you, and then the big one, World Champs.
Yeah, look, that's what the whole plan is for. We've been trying to sort of train through this period. I had a few hiccups at the beginning part of it, but now I'm back and ready to go. And yeah, Nashies will be lovely to get the tenner, the double-figure national titles of 10, and then literally head down, bum up again, and get ready for the Diamond Leagues, which just come around so quickly. Like, it's like a blink and it's time again. And Beijing, I can't wait. I haven't thrown the bird's nest before, and I've been told that's a pretty epic place. So I can't wait for that one.
All right, well, we'll be cheering you on all the way, and look out for Kim Mickle and our other Aussie javelin stars later on this year. Thanks again. Well done again, Kimbo. All right, as we stick back here with the men's 5,000, and we'll get Ollie Worm back involved here. You might even throw our headphones on here. And look, we're getting into the business end of the of this race here, Ollie, and it's starting to string out. We've got our contenders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them up the front there, and they've established their lead pack.
Yeah, it's a pretty competitive race, and the American is really setting the pace down the back straight. Benny Saint has been in this race all the way along, and I expect him to be challenging right until the finish, and if not, winning this race. And look, Brett Robinson, I think he's the sort of athlete who looks very comfortable where he's positioned at the moment, and I think he's the kind of athlete who's going to time his run to perfection. We've seen him have a pretty good season. I think victory at the Briggs meet, and also running well over the 10K this season. So we've got a cracking finish, and there's 4 laps to go as we see them into the home straight.
I'll tell you who I liked at Hobart in the Briggs earlier this year. He came second that day behind Robinson, but it was Davey McNeil, and now he won the cross-country World Champs trials in Canberra only a month or so ago. And I like the way he's just positioned there now, up on Robinson's shoulder as they go through, and they have now 1,200 metres left to go. And this is going to be very, very interesting to see how this goes. You would expect Robinson, do you think he may have the better kick here? He made that move in Hobart that day.
Yeah, look, from what I've seen in Hobart, he's really one who'll be battling it out in the finish, and with around 1,000 metres to go in this race, he looks really well positioned. And look, Benny Saint, he's the sort of athlete who just delivers time and time again. Of course, we've heard his story a few years ago. He was, I guess, not training full time, had a bit of a party boy lifestyle, and Benny Saint turned that around, and he's now one of our top distance runners and one of the best we've ever had. So Benny Saint is right in contention. The American Jeff C is looking pretty comfortable in front, and Dave McNeil also spent a lot of time in America himself.
Big move there from Adams as we see him come up on the shoulder of Mitch Brown there, moving into, well, he's staying there in 6th place at the moment, and with 800 metres to go, expect a move to come any moment here. Jeff C in the lead here, the American husband of Heidi C, who ran earlier tonight, formerly Heidi Gregson, no relation to Ryan Gregson. So it's one big happy family with the middle and long distance runners.
And Liam Adams, he's kitted out in the Adidas kit, and maybe that's going to be the key.
Well, he
makes his way into 4th. Liam Adams, really one to watch here, Robbo.
He's looking lively here, and as they come up to 600 metres to go, well, can he just tap onto the end of of this pack, but it looks like it's going to be Robinson from McNeil and Benny Saint. Look, these guys trained together up at Falls Creek around New Year's time. They know each other inside out. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses. And coming around here with 500 metres to go, they're about to receive the bell. And this could be anyone's race here. Ollie.
Well, it's going to be a cracking final lap, and from this position, you look, Liam Adams just dropped off, so I'd say it's between these four and Robinson and McNeil and St. Lawrence and the American. Jeff C are the ones to watch. Less than 400 metres to go, Robbo.
Look, I don't know who I like here. McNeil's looking good. Benny Saint, he's holding on. Looks very hungry, Benny Saint there.
He certainly does, and with about 300 metres to go, it's still Robinson out in front, dictating the pace. Closely behind him, Dave McNeil looking very comfortable, and they're starting to sprint.
Here's Benny Saint, Jeff C holding on there in fourth, but Benny Saint up on the outside now. He's going to have to go for everything, but will Robinson be too strong as 200 metres comes up, and this is going to be a belter. Robinson goes.
Less than 200 metres to go. Robinson is in the lead. Can he hold on from here? Benny Saint has run well all throughout this race, and the Americans in third. They're about to head into the home straight. Brett Robinson, this is going to be a gutsy win if he can hold on from here. Benny Saint grits the teeth. Can he get to Brett Robinson? I don't think he can. And Brett Robinson will be your Australian champion over the 5,000 metres.
Watch for the celebration.
What a run from Brett Robinson. Oh, look at that. He delivers the good. Great run from Benny Saint. The American takes third. Dave McNeil, a top run. And in fifth, we saw Mitchell Brown cross. But no doubt about our Australian champion for 2015 over 5,000 metres. It's Brett Robinson.
Yeah, what a stellar few months for Brett Robinson. Mitch Brown coming across their line. I think he might have bagged himself a PB there. We might confirm with a quick chat. Elliot Jackson from Queensland coming across there as well. And there it is, Mossy and Robbo. The other Robbo.
Yeah, we've got all the four boys down here. We just witnessed a great spectacle over 5,000 metres. And, of course, that was the Australian Championship. And that is the final event on the track here for tonight. And what a night of athletics we've had here, boys. And 13:32.54, the official winning time for Brett Robinson. Benny St. Lawrence in second, 13:33.16. And Jeff C in third, 13:33.18. And in third, across the line of the Australians, Dave McNeil, 13:36.8. So they're the men who battled it out over 5,000 metres, and Robbo's got a special guest.
Yeah, Robbo and Robbo down here, mate. We spoke to you after the 5,000 metre win down there in Hobart earlier this season. You've come out here at Nationals. You said that was your intention that day, and you've nailed it, mate. Must have felt good.
I did say I was going to get a qualifier in New Zealand, but unfortunately I didn't do that, but I'm halfway there. I'll get there.
Yeah, very good, mate. And you didn't have it all your own way tonight. You had the likes of Benny Saint, Davey McNeil pushing you all the way. Jack Rayner's about to get himself on the live stream there. Mate, but good fun racing with these boys.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, they kept with me right until the end. Like, I was actually worried at 200 to go because they were still with me and I was going as hard as I could. So luckily they were too, so they dropped off, but it's hard.
Excellent, mate. Now, heading over to China for World Cross Country. How are you feeling about that after the win tonight?
Yeah, no, very confident. So training's going very well. Like, I just been up at Falls Creek, got back Thursday, so I'm fit. I'm showed tonight, so hopefully I can go well there. Top 15, I'm hoping.
All right, mate. Well, congratulations. Great work again. National champion over 5,000 and 10,000 metres. Brett Robinson. What a champion. We're going to have a catch up with the boys here in a sec.
Yeah, no doubt about our well-deserved winner. Brett Robinson takes the Australian title, and what a night of athletics, and great to see the Melburnians getting around this competition. The stands were packed here, Lynchy, and what did you make of it all in terms of the results?
Yeah, definitely the crowd really got amongst it. I loved them seeing on the track there, but those are national medalists.
They're our national medalists.
Finishing off same as last week, national championships in the 5,000 metres, so that'll give them a chance to do another event next weekend if they want to come down to like a 15 or something, so it gives them a chance to help themselves out. But yeah, Brett Robinson.
Yeah, fantastic run. And speaking of national championships, next week in Brisbane, we'll be covering that on the live stream, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. You excited for that, mate?
Mate, I am excited. There's a lot on the line. I reckon we'll... All right, we might chuck to our pre-record that we had before with our winner. There's medalist, there's national champ, sorry, the winner of our photo competition, hashtag Summer of Aths. Oh, isn't this special? We're joined here trackside by the winner of the Athletics Australia photo competition, the hashtag Summer of Aths, Jason Brown. He's flown all the way down from the central coast of New South Wales. How does it feel to win?
Thanks, Matt. It's really exciting, to be honest. It was pretty unexpected. Didn't really think I'd get a gig, but just dropped one in. Coincidentally saw it, and it was only open for 4 days, and came up a winner, so it was great.
Excellent. Now, talk us through the photo. You used a bit of black and white filter on there. What was the inspiration, just trying to catch a great shot?
It's actually a bit of a funny story. I had my camera setting on really low quality, and it came out real grainy, so I went black and white, and it kind of hit it. So there was really no choice there, but the black and white did well, and yeah, the shot turned out good. I didn't know about it until I was looking back through the photos. Like I didn't see the photo opportunity and take it. I just saw it later and went, hey, that's pretty good, and yeah, turned out it was pretty good.
Got there, that's pretty lucky. Now, we've got you on the bed down at Trackside thanks to the art series, so you're in the art series podium. How's it going to feel being Trackside in a comfy bed?
Oh, to be honest, I couldn't tell you. I don't know if anyone could. Don't know if there's anyone to, ask about it, but I'll probably have to find out the rules regarding there on whether I can get in and go to sleep or... It looks pretty cool, though.
I don't think you'll be sleeping tonight. It's going to be some pretty special athletics. I also see you've got your camera bag there, so you might be able to capture a few more shots as well tonight.
Yeah, looking to book my trip for next year if I can. Try and get another good shot, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, the emphasis is on just hanging out and enjoying the prize, I think.
Yeah, and also another prize, you got $1,000 tomorrow to spend at the Adidas store. That's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, we just checked it out today, walked past it and had a look, and yeah, I don't think it'll be difficult to spend. There's a lot of good gear in there. Looks unreal, so pretty keen.
All right, excellent. Thank you to Jason Brown. He's your Summer of Ass # winner for Athletics Australia, and he's going to enjoy his prize tonight.
Thanks, Matt.
Yes, well, they said it was a money can't buy experience, boys, and I tell you what, that indeed what it was. Being picked up by a portion tonight, you get to stay at the Art Series Hotel here in Melbourne at the Blackmans. I tell you what a great prize that was, Robbo.
Yeah, sensational, and get yourself to Melbourne, get yourself to the Blackman, and get yourself back down here for the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge, because if it's anything like this year, Mossy, it's sure to be a cracker again in 2016.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, we had plenty of foreign competitors today, plenty of locals as well. Mate, we had, I'm counting, what are we talking, 8 World Championship qualifiers today, which was up there, including Lauren Wells, Jeff Risley, Sally Pearson, Madeline Heiner, Vic Mitchell, Alana Boyd, and Kim Mickle and Kelsey Lee Roberts getting their second qualifiers again, which is fantastic. Now, the first one I mentioned there was Lauren Wells. Now, she was absolutely sensational today in the 400-metre hurdles, and you can see here, Robbo, she just took it out in style.
Yeah, the Adidas replay, well, she was surprised to see because the clock read a little bit higher than what she would have liked. It got rounded down, and Ollie, you must have just cast your spell over the timer there.
Yeah, look, I didn't expect it to get rounded down that much, but big relief for Lauren Wells and her coach Matt Beckenham. Been working hard, and a dominant win for Lauren Wells in the women's 400 hurdles, and well.
Absolutely, one of those very, very nervous times indeed at the end, which was fantastic. Now, a 400-metre hurdler of talent here in Australia is Jess Gooley. She lined up in the women's 400 metres. We hardly even mention her name due to the star-studded factor in the field, but Lynchy, I tell you what, she came from nowhere in the end to take out this victory.
Yeah, she said it was the first time she'd ever been in lane 8, and here at Albert Park, you're really, really close to the outside here, as you see, and got into the home straight, thought she was nowhere near it. She said, I better start running, and out of nowhere, getting lost in the crowd from our cameras, all eyes focused in those centre lanes, as you can see, as that seagull gets right up on the camera there. You got Ruby
on the stream.
Yeah, that Ruby going real hard down the back straight, running up on Lind. Tamsin just at the back there, but yeah, we were focusing on those big three in the centre, but Jess Gooley, part of the Bahamas 4x4, Glasgow 4x4.
And that's one of the things I was excited about, seeing that 4x4 relay. There's a lot to like about it. Look at this, Gooley. She may as well be in the crowd in lane 8 here at Lakeside Stadium. Look, she's off the charts here, and you watch her come into the running here, Lynchy.
Only until that camera really over the finish line do we find out that she just comes out of nowhere. Here she comes fighting down the outside. Not the tallest athlete. We almost lost her in the head of the supporters there, but what a finish.
Yes, and the girl from Geelong down there, she takes out the women's 400-metre hurdles here, which was sensational indeed. Now, other highlights today, we had our sprint sensation, the hurdler, that is Sally Pearson. Well, she, once again, Ollie, dominated the field in the women's 100-metre hurdles.
Yeah, look, she said disappointed it wasn't run on the back straight, but she got the job done. It was not ideal conditions for her today, but Sally Pearson, time and time again, gets the job done, and she got a great start today, got away well out of the blocks, and we've seen her, as we did in Brisbane, open up with, I think it was a 12.74. Tonight wasn't as quick as then, but another tick of approval. As we watched the replay, got away well. Michelle Janicki ran a great race. Actually, I thought was in contention around the 3rd or 5th hurdle, but then the class of Sally Pearson ran away with this, and you can see over that hurdle, she's just so quick and sharp, and ran away with this run into a bit of a headwind, but she's heading in the right direction. Hopefully world champs this year, she'll win the gold medal.
Absolutely, and she was a little bit disappointed in the end about having to run it in the home straight here. Wanted it in the back straight. A little bit controversial there by Sally, but she raised a fair point. Now, when we finish off this event here with a 5,000 metre Australian Championship, but before that was the men's 800 metres, and there was 4 R's going at it, including one David Rudisha, Robbo. It was a great race indeed.
Yeah, well, you spoke about world champs, gold medalists. Well, this guy's been there, and he's hungry for another one. He won the junior world champs in Beijing in 2009, and he's very, very hungry to get back to the bird's nest and hopefully take it out in the senior ranks. But here we go. And it looks like we're going to catch the whole race here.
So we'll just catch the start here. Now we'll just skip over now to the final bend you can see here.
All right, and look at this. Alex Rowe, well, we thought, can Rowe go with him in the crowd? They all got up as one. And but look at Jeff Risley. He comes around and says, I don't just do 1,500 metres, boys. I do 800s as well. And watch me go. And Rudisha has to look up at the big screen here. You'll see him look left up at the big screen. Risley was coming. Too good for Rudisha today. But a great run from Jeff Risley in a World Champs qualifier. And we farewell David Rudisha from our shores. It's been a fantastic couple of weeks, but we look forward to hopefully getting him back. I'm pretty sure he promised he'd be back.
Absolutely. In fact, there's rumours going around that he'll be back for the Hunter Track Classic in 2015.
Wants to throw the javelin.
Yeah.
Precision jab. Kim Mickle versus Rudisha in the jab at the Hunter.
Absolutely. On behalf of myself, Dave Robbo, Ollie Worm, Matt Lynch, the crew from VPA Live and Athletics Australia, that is wrapping it up here in Melbourne for the IAAF Melbourne World Challenge. But don't forget, we've got next week the National Championships starting up in Brisbane on Friday. Don't miss out a single beat, and we'll catch you then.
You've got to come to Beijing for the World Championships, because this is as much fun as you can have in a panda suit.